Peace and Pan Africanism, peace and Pan Africanism. Peace and Pan Africanism, peace and Pan Africanism. Peace and Pan Africanism, peace and Pan Africanism.
How are you doing?
How we doing there, gorgeous? All right, I want to try your black-eyed pea hummus.
Okay.
I also want to do sesame kale salad.
Large or small?
Large.
Okay.
And what is tempeh? What is that?
Tempeh is cultured soy.
It's cultured soy. Let me go with I'm gonna try it. The smothered
Tempeh?
How we doing there, gorgeous? How we doing there, gorgeous? How we doing there, gorgeous? I attended 3 predominantly white colleges. How we doing there, gorgeous? I went to Millersville University in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, predominantly white. How we doing there, gorgeous? Lehigh University, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, predominantly white. How we doing there, gorgeous? Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, predominantly white. How we doing there, gorgeous? There were white girls who were attracted to me in undergrad. How we doing there, gorgeous? There were white girls who attracted to me in graduate school. How we doing there, gorgeous? There were white girls attracted to me in my doctoral program. How we doing there, gorgeous? I've always had white women who were interested in a romance with the Prince of Pan Africanism. How we doing there, gorgeous? I've always had that. They bought me clothes. They slid stuff under my door. They invited me out to dinner. They offered me cookies from their cookie jar. How we doing there, gorgeous? They left cards on my desk in the middle of class for everybody to see it. Yes, I had white women pursue me at every level of education. How we doing there, gorgeous? Did I date a single one? I did not. Did I disrespect them? I did not. I respect all human beings. I respect all human beings. But I did not date any of them. Were some of them attractive? Absolutely. How we doing there, gorgeous? Some of them were built just like black women. How we doing there, gorgeous? Some of them grew up with black women. How we doing there, gorgeous? Those white women were not unattractive at all. How we doing there, gorgeous? 5'5", thick in the thighs, but they were Caucasian. How we doing there, gorgeous? They were 5'5", thick in the thighs, but they were Caucasian. They were 5'5", thick in the thighs, but they were Caucasian. How we doing there, gorgeous? And I did not have intercourse with any of them. Ever. Ever. How we doing there, gorgeous? Okay.
I done found condoms, alcohol bottles all over the place. This is not the drink spot.
Cows, horses, chickens.
Buck, buck, the loosey-goosey. You buck, 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 the loosey-goosey. You buck, 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 buck. I'm gonna go to the pet store and I'm gonna get about 50 baby mice. And the minute one of you Negroes starts squealing about election day, I'm gonna throw a mice on your ass. Black pigs.
All right, Cookie Crush Chat. Thank you guys so much for tuning on, and thanks for your patience too. I'm live streaming from my new setup today, so I'm still ironing out the bugs. All right, so thank you for your patience. We got a lot to get into. Cookie Crush Chat on the field. Let's go.
FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. It's coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG it's coming. 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 Oh, it's coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. Thought his personality be twerking. It's twerking.
All right. right. Yeah, I wanted to play this to start because I got to do some house cleaning business, as it were. Thank you guys so much for tuning on in. Cook Chat. Normally, I haven't live stream on a Friday in quite some time. I normally don't live stream on a Friday. Take the day off. I want to get back into the video that we started yesterday. I do have an agenda. I want to again apologize for the delay. I'm working today. I'm on my new setup, my new computer. It's a beast. I got a new webcam that came this morning, and I was still trying to get stuff sorted out before I start the live stream. This webcam, it's a little bit further back. It's wider, the angle. So I got to figure out a way to get it closer. And there's software that I just have to find on my computer because I didn't have time to get to all that to where I can zoom in just a little bit more. But thank you guys so much for your patience. And we'll see how this goes. I have everything already lined up, and my computer is a beast. I'm happy. I gave my old computer to my son. He set up in his room. It's real nice. Okay, so today, here's the agenda. I wanted to play the Snow Bunny thing with Umar saying, "Hey, gorgeous," because the theme for today is integrity. Okay. When I talk about Umar, I don't lie on Umar. I don't misrepresent facts. There's times where I've been wrong. Okay. And whenever I've been wrong, I always come back to issue a public statement, a redaction. I don't know what you want. I don't even want to, maybe apology if that's the best way to say it. I'm going to do that today. And I just want to be clear about this when we talk about integrity. Now, there was a person, I don't know if it was a male or female, but they had said that Umar, no, he never said that. He never said gorgeous. He never called a white woman gorgeous. And you're just chopping videos up to make it seem that way. No. Okay. I don't do that. There are people who have done that with Umar. For instance, where Umar in that video earlier inside of the introduction, and let me know how my audio is too. That's another thing I got to make sure is all sorted out here during this live stream. I hope it's okay now. And relative to the video, okay. So if it's about even, then we should be good. Let me know in the chat room. Shout out to Cook Chat. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. We had a wonderful live stream yesterday. Earlier on in the intro video, there's a part where Umar says, "I've always had white women," and there were people who took that clip, just that segment, and just played that, and people were going in like, "Whoa, he finally admitted it." But no, if you listen to the whole clip, he doesn't say that. Okay, so there's no context, but people will take clips like that. And they did that with Umar, and I've always, and I'm not a defender of Umar, but right is right and wrong is wrong. There's something that's called integrity. I don't do that to Umar. But normally when we play videos with Umar, we watch the whole thing, or if I bring up a clip, most of those we've already covered in the past if you've been here for a couple of years or you know, if you've been here for a while. So I'm not misrepresenting anything. Okay, I can pull things up, and if people would ask, okay, well, what's the more? Can we hear more of it? Then yeah, maybe if we have time. Okay, but it's a time issue more than anything else. But most of the videos that I pull up, we've already covered. So the point that I'm getting at is integrity is key. All right. There's people who've done that with me. They take a clip of me saying something, but there's no context to it, and it makes it seem as if I'm saying one thing. Where in point of fact, if they played more of the video or earlier on in the video, whatever it's really painting a false narrative. If whatever the false narrative is, it wouldn't make any sense anymore. Okay. I don't do that to people, and I don't do that to Umar because it's about integrity. So when the person said, "Well, no, you're just taking a clip of Umar and you're where he's saying, hey, gorgeous," but he wasn't talking to that white lady. I replied back. I said, "Well, what I'll do," and I did this like earlier this month. I said this month. So what I'll do is I'll play more of the context of the video. We don't have time to play the whole thing, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the video that was downloaded directly from Umar's Facebook page. Okay. Now, by the way, all of his Facebook page live videos, they're no longer on there. And that goes for most people because this year, Facebook, they had enacted a policy. It probably has to do with server space and storing videos for extended period of times, live streams in particular. And so all of his old live streams on Facebook, which is a great archive in terms of Umar's history, they're not accessible there anymore. I already have them though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip through. I'm going to play. This is from December 13th, 2017, because integrity is key. Watch this. Let me know how this plays too. Yeah, this thing is a lot clearer too. You guys see that? I'm looking in my screen. I got a new monitor too. It may just be my monitor. I'm probably still look horrible for you guys too. But my monitor makes it look nice too. Okay, let's go back. Here we go. So this is Umar. He's driving to wherever he's going. And I'll just skip through. Okay, he gets to this Detroit Vegan Soul spot. He goes in, he checks out the menu, and this goes on and on and on. And there's the woman, And then Umar, he flips the camera around to show himself. It was a short video, like 8 minutes and 9 seconds. We don't have time to play the whole thing because we got quite a bit to get covered, but I'll go, let's say to where Umar walks in right here, and we'll go from there.
All right, that's what's up. How's it going?
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you so much. Yeah, yes, Sweet D, I'm not streaming in 4K because my StreamYard is, I'm not going to pay for no 4K. I pay for 1080 and it's already $45. But this webcam, it's a Logitech 4K webcam. And so the quality is way better. I didn't realize how old my old webcam was until I tried to install it onto this computer. My operating system couldn't even recognize it. I was going online trying to find drivers and software. I said, this is a waste of time. Time is a big issue for me. So I just went on Amazon. I got this one, and it's a lot better. Okay, I'll be using it more. Trust me. Okay, here we go.
Oh man, I'll be at Northwest Academy.
Ruben Zivera, ¿cómo está? What's up, Black Wolf and Lennon?
Yes, sir. First time here. First time
How's it going, Danny?
Oh man.
T. East B's in the building as well. Shout out to Creole Angel Hell, one of the OGs. I hope you've been doing all right. Here we go. Okay, so you're checking out the menu. It's a vegan spot, or at least that's the vegan menu right here. Yeah, major upgrade. Yep. What's up, guys? Excuse me. Thank you for tuning on. This flies back. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, my apologies, everyone. I just want to play so that people don't be listen. I've never done that, never will. Okay, integrity. Okay, it's coming up right here. Thank you for your patience.
How are you doing?
How we doing there, gorgeous? All right, I want to try your black eyed pea hummus.
This was downloaded from Umar's Facebook page, and it was a live stream that he did. And there were people in the comments section who were criticizing Umar for complimenting this white woman. So I just want to be clear about this. I don't misrepresent facts. I don't paint false narratives. I don't clip things to make it appear to be something that it's not, or that they're saying something that they're not. I don't do that. That is just wrong. And people have done that with me. All right. So I just want that person. You probably never come back anyway. He's probably Umar Johnson's fault. You just don't want to deal with the reality of the situation. This is what Umar, he live streamed this from his own Facebook page. The audacity of this guy. And that's not all. If you look carefully, what Umar does is he does what he has done many times, where he takes his cell phone and he puts it in position to start recording body parts. Remember we were talking about this yesterday about Umar and his infatuation with body parts. He's done. We've talked about this. I can pull up examples where, particularly when he was on the plane. I remember he was traveling and he was on the plane and he was recording the body parts of the stewardess who was walking back and forth. He's done that to people where he'll start a live stream and he's on the woman's body parts and he'll make these little sexualized comments. He's actually done this to little girls too, by the way. Okay, during the college tours. Right now, watch here. I'll let me go back. I'm going to play that again. I'm going to watch what Umar does, because this is a behavior pattern with Umar. Watch this.
How we doing there, gorgeous? All right.
Yeah, and you can hear her. She says something like, "How you doing there?" or something like that. He says, "How you doing?" No, she says, "How are you doing?" And then he says, "How you doing there, gorgeous?" And it's her voice. Watch, you can hear her because she talks a little bit more.
I want to try your black-eyed pea hummus.
Okay.
I also want to do sesame kale salad.
Large or small?
Large.
Okay.
And what is tempeh? What is that?
Tempeh is cultured soy.
It's cultured soy. Let me go.
See where he puts the camera? He's strategic. He does this a lot too. This is one of his behaviors.
With I'm gonna try the smothered
Tempeh?
I mean, I remember there were when I was playing this years ago, there were Umar Johnson followers. They didn't want to deal with the reality of the situation. They were saying, "No, she's not white." I mean, you guys, come on, cut it out. Come on.
This one, the entree? Okay.
Yes. And to drink, I would like. Do y'all have hot tea?
It's a verb hub.
I definitely like to do hot tea. And also
He's a
wanna try
bunny
a
drink.
Green Life smoothie.
Yeah, that's Umar. He a trip. Yeah. How's it going, Sequoia? Hey, what's up, Tuesday Lock? Hope you're doing all right.
Cold, so whatever we need to put in that tea to help me out, put it in there.
You got some man hands.
Ginger, whatever we got.
That's okay. You know.
And what kind of tea you think you want? You want to do black tea, green tea, white tea, purple tea?
What's the best one for a cold? What would you do? Let's do the green.
Okay, I'll leave it there. I just want to prove that point, okay? Because the person, they said that I doctored or whatever they said. It's just a bunch of bullshit. So that's the one thing I want to do there, is to show that. Now, I want to issue some public statements because I always want to be fair with Umar. The first one is yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I had mentioned how Umar, the dates that he selects for the grand opening, they don't correlate to the normal school year. Someone corrected me on that. In fact, did I actually save that? No, I printed it out. Here it is, right here. I'm tripping. So the school was actually supposed to open September of this year. He also said it was going to open September 11th of 2013. He said it was going to open in 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Now he's saying sometime in 2026. But in the midst of all of these years, over a decade now, the dates change. Sometimes he'll say January of a particular year. And he'll say like, should we do the grand opening for Martin Luther King's birthday? Or he'll say February. We're going to do the grand opening next year, February, for Black History Month. Or he'll say we're going to do it in December for Kwanzaa. Okay, why would you start a school year on those months? You know what I'm saying? Now, one of the major ones he uses August 21st, which is his birthday, right? So I just want to issue a public statement and a retraction because I was incorrect. I looked this up and someone had corrected me, and I want to thank the person for the correction. Okay. Delaware, and this goes all the way across the board. If anyone have any corrective information on what I present dealing with Umar, you're more than welcome to share it with me. Just make sure you have your receipts or have a resource where I can go and look it up. I'm not beyond criticism in those regards, or beyond correction, I should say. All right. So let me read this to you guys real quick. And this is just, we got to clean up the house a little bit here. Delaware schools start by the end of August or within the first week of September. but the exact date varies by district. For example, the Brandywine School District, and that's the school district that these buildings are, because you know the Brandywine District, that's where the area-wide plan was the Brandywine District by the EPA, and they classified these abandoned buildings in Wilmington, Delaware that Umar purchased in February of 2019, allegedly, as brownfield catalyst sites. Okay, that's in the Brandywine School District, Colonial School District, Laurel School District, and Red Clay Consolidated School District. In Newcastle County, we know that from the receipts. When we look at the bills, that's Newcastle County, all have their first day on Monday, August 25th for the 2025 to 2026 school year. So not in September, but the person was correct because the research shows that it's sometime towards the end of August or within the first week of September. Now, if I was I could say, well, wait a minute now, if we look specifically at the Brandywine School District, well, it's August 25th. That's when it's supposed to open this. That's when the school starts. So you're wrong. I'm not going to do that. I accept the correction, and it is what it is. Okay, so I want to thank that person for sending me that. Now, I also want to apologize because there was something that we, I don't know, it wasn't the last live stream or earlier this month. I can't remember the last one. It wasn't that one because I took a break for about 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks. But sometime earlier this month, I did a live stream and we covered this receipt right here. Let me pull it up. Okay. Now, this is Umar. He hadn't been going live. He was posting on, a lot of this has to do with what was going on with Lenon and all the fallout with that. And I read this to you guys during a live stream, and I have to apologize because I misread this particular post. And I have to correct myself because I'm always fair with Umar. Okay. Again, like I said, it doesn't mean that I don't make errors, but when someone corrects me, and there were 2 people who corrected me on this, so thank you for that. I always come back and I issue a public statement. I issue an apology. I want to apologize because I did not read this correctly. So let me read it to you all so you guys can see what I mean. Umar, he wrote here, when my mother was hospitalized in 2018, no one told me. I had to find out by accident, because I went away to high school and I said in college, and I said to myself, wait a minute, you didn't go away to high school in 2018. And I went off. Okay. But someone said, if you look carefully, there's a period after accident, and they're absolutely right. It's just the way that Umar wrote this. It's not like on the level of someone who would have a PhD or even a bachelor's degree per se. He says, when my mother was hospitalized in 2018, no one told me. I had to find out by accident, period, because I went away to high school. In college, I was always considered the outsider. And I think that's a period. It could be, yeah. I was always considered an outsider. No, it's not a period. It says outsider, the black sheep, only being called on when they needed money for lawyers, down payments for homes, money to get by, etc. All right. So this all to say that I was incorrect. Okay, there is a period there after for that first sentence, and then Umar starts the next sentence with because I went away to high school, and I misread that. I want to apologize. Okay, I've always been fair with Umar, and I screwed up there. And when I screw up, I hold myself accountable, and I issue a public apology, and I want to apologize now, and I issue a public statement, and that's what I've done, and that's what we're talking about when we talk about integrity. Okay, all right. That being said, it's time to get busy. All right, we're going to pick back up where we left off yesterday. Shout out to the Cookie Crush chat. There is a poll question too, by the way. 662 votes so far. Should Umar Johnson be mad at his critics? Because the video that we're going to cover today, it's the second half of what we covered yesterday, a little less than second half, or more than second half. And Umar, he was getting upset. And it has to do with criticism that he's had since he's been offline. He hadn't done any live streams. And I wasn't live streaming either during that time. I took me a break. So he's talking about other people, but he takes some shots at me. That's what Umar does every single time. He's not going to mention my name, though, because then people come up over here. So should Umar Johnson be mad at his critics? 14% said yes, and 86% said no. Okay, so make sure you get your vote in on that poll during this live stream. Also, if at any point you enjoy this live stream, Friday, we'd rather do Fridays. We'd rather do the weekends. If you enjoyed during this live stream, make sure you hit that like button. Okay, our goal is always to get to 500. Okay, we got over 1,000 people here already, and that number will grow, I'm sure. All right. All right. I also have something set up for. I brought this up about Umar, how dangerous he is, and that was a brother that called in to his black parent teleconference, whatever he calls those things. He doesn't really do them all that much these days. He hasn't for years. He doesn't do them consistently like he used to. And the brother confronted Umar because Umar gave the brother's wife some advice, horrible advice, and it put them that family in a bad situation. It put the child in a bad situation, and it also caused a divide, a bit of a divide between the brother that called in and his woman. Okay, so at some point I have it here. I'll pull that up and I'll play that as well. Okay. All right, so let's get back to the video that we started yesterday, and this is Umar live streaming, and he did this video yesterday inside of a rental car, and it looks like he's inside of a parking lot. Someone has said that he was at an airport, probably something like that. I don't know. Okay, so we're gonna go to the 21-minute mark here, and there was let me real quick. There was a couple of super chats, a couple of comments here, and so YouTube, how's it going, YouTube 225? Because if Umar could figure out AI, he would absolutely generate such images of black women. He loves them AI generated cookie, chocolate, GPT, African queens. Yeah, he has. There's a picture, and I would have to find it, but I do have it. Where Umar, it's this, it's like a fudge, a black woman fudge. Anyone have seen this? Matter of fact, I'm gonna try to find it. It's just perverted, all the way across the board. It makes no sense. And again, someone had brought this up yesterday. Brother had brought this up. A very excellent point. He has no business being around children, and everything is so sexualized. Someone else also mentioned it because I couldn't think of the word. He's hypersexual. Okay, and that's a problem, especially if you're going to be allegedly you're going to be dealing with children, and he's made sexualized comments about children too. No, it's a serious problem. But I do have that picture. I'm gonna see if I can find it. User 225 while we get into this video. Thank you so much for being a member for 5 months. Sweet D, thank you for the super chat. Said I want to formally say welcome back. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I literally was looking for an upload daily the past few weeks. However, self-care is important. Glad to have you back. Hashtag Cook Fresh is undefeated. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I had to take a break, and I wasn't planning on taking that long. My plan was to take a couple of days, maybe a week, but then it turned into 2, it turned into 3, and then a little bit over 3 weeks, and it was very much needed. Very much needed. I had a lot of stuff I need to get to handle with inside the household, cleaning up stuff, rearranging stuff, and then on the back end here, I got this computer. I've been working on getting everything because anytime you migrate everything, you got to organize stuff on your new computer. Today. I think I've gotten to the point where I'm probably about 95% done. Okay, well enough to where I can live stream and I can start working in Premiere Pro again. Okay, thank you again for the super chat. I appreciate it. All right, and then Lewis Seck, how's it going? Lewis Seck says the servers wear foot pajamas, huh? You talking about the lady? I don't know what she had on, or was that a potato sack? I don't know, man, because it's vegan, so it's probably kind of like earthy type of a vibe to it. But we know you digitally altered that video to say that wasn't his voice lead or no. The video that we watched, again, I downloaded it directly from Umar Johnson's Facebook page, and it was a live stream, and people were in the comment section, they were going in on him. They didn't appreciate that. And Umar, he's such a contradiction. At the end of the day, if he can get with a white woman, he would. Yeah. All this other talk about, black queens forever, snow bunnies never, he don't believe in that stuff. That's just a rhetoric so that he can get you black women to send him money. That's all it comes down to. Okay. But anyway, I've never done that with Umar. Even when I've done documentary work, and I'm working on the second documentary now, so it's supposed to be done, 3 months ago. I'm very careful with what I'm doing. There's things that people can do. It's like manipulation. You guys can look for this because I used to do a lot of work on media manipulation and mind control techniques. And one of the things that a person can do is they can just slightly reduce or slow down the video to where the voice sounds a little bit darker. And it sounds as the person's talking. So it's like, wait a minute, this guy, it sounds like he's devious, right? Right. And there's ways you can do that. You can trim it down, or it has to do with the rate. If it's video, the rate, you can condense it and make it higher, the pitch will go higher. You can extend it. And really that's what it is. You can extend it and slow it down just a little bit, and the voice will sound just a little bit. The people listening like, oh, another thing a person could do is they can darken a person's image. They can make it grainy and then make it darker. And that gives off this, it's really kind of playing on like, these racial dynamics, if you will. Race is a social construct, not a scientific fact though. But you guys understand what I'm saying? And I've seen that in media manipulation where they'll use these types of techniques to kind of manipulate people so that they perceive it in a particular way. I don't do that. You guys look out for that. If you see people doing that kind of stuff, even if they're talking about Umar, okay, you guys got, because again, what we were talking about was integrity. Okay, so I've never done that with Umar. There have been times, and I always tell people in advance where, let's say, for instance, he's walking through the abandoned buildings and there was no electricity and you can't see things all that well. Well, you can go into Premiere Pro and you can kind of mess around with the settings. There's a particular setting, it's not coming to mind right now. And you can increase the brightness of it. So you can see what's really back there that you wouldn't be able to see as well if you just left the video as it was. But that's more specific to being able to see the evidence that is there. Okay, the video evidence that you would normally not be able to see, but you can manipulate the video in such a way to where you can kind of see a little bit better exactly what's in there. In that dark room where there's shit all over the place, you know, and he walks by, he puts his camera on there. Or another example is when he flipped the phone. Okay, that original video when he flipped the phone, it was quite dark. Okay, dark and grainy, so you couldn't see things all the way. So what I did was I went into Premiere Pro and I told people, I said, listen, I'm gonna let you guys know this is what I've done, and then you can really see how much filth he's living in. Okay. Now, that's different. That's not to paint a false narrative. That's to show the evidence that's there. That's not to paint Umar in his person in a particular way. That's not what I'm doing there. I'm just highlighting what his living environment is and was at that time before he got evicted and living inside of mama closet since 2020. All right. Okay, thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it. Again, that's what I mean by integrity. Okay, if you see people doing that type of stuff, be very, very careful. And just think about that in terms of manipulation. There's a lot of different media manipulation techniques that people use, and I just don't do that. Okay. Thanks, Lewis. Lewis Suck says he writes like he's in kindergarten. If that was handwritten, it would be in all caps with macaroni shells and Elmer's glue on the. I remember the macaroni shells back in the day. I wonder if kids still do that kind of stuff because they got smartphones. They ain't worried about it. They try to do that stuff. Anyway, yeah, his writing is deplorable, but that's still not an excuse. I read it wrong. And I could have used it as an excuse. Well, Umar, he started the sentence with because, you know, he's supposed to have 6 degrees, but he's starting, okay. But no, I have to hold myself accountable. I messed that up. but you're right. His writing skills is deplorable. All right. Thank you, Lewis, for the super chats. I appreciate it. RJ Supreme says, Lenon, I hope one day the Breakfast Club can be held accountable for helping and validating Umar. Yeah, I don't know what it would take though, RJ, because Charlemagne is still defending Umar with the school scam. More recently, he's done that. I've talked about this. I think for some people, it's an ego thing. They just don't want to admit that they're wrong. I think that that's partly the case with, I can't remember his name right now. Dr. He's out of Philadelphia. He's on, he used to be on CNN. You guys know what I'm talking about because we brought him up recently. Anyway, I think part of it is ego. They just don't want to admit that they believed in someone who was a fraudster and that they were wrong, you know, and see if they're supposed to be so intelligent, they should know this. They should have discernment. Okay. You guys know what I'm talking. Yeah. Lamont Hill, Dr. Lamont Hill. He's still defending Umar. Okay. And what's crazy is he hasn't done the research. He's supposed to have a PhD. Well, that's scholarly, right? He hasn't done the research on Umar. And Umar is from Philadelphia. I have old video where from way long time ago, before people really knew who Umar was and who Mark Lamont Hill was, where they're on a panel together. I played it earlier last month. I played it. Last month I played it. So he's known Umar for a very long time, but instead of dealing with the facts and receipts and not having, see, part of it, he hasn't done the research. He shouldn't be speaking on it. See, he shouldn't be speaking on. Now, if Mark Lamont Hill wants to come on and debate me on Umar, he wouldn't be able to hang because I have all the research and I'll have all the receipts too. I'll just pull up a receipt and say, well, how do you feel about this? It wouldn't even be about arguing about anything. You know, there's no debating. Okay, I would just ask him, well, what is your opinion on Umar calling little girls who have been molested, calling them hoes, those hoes over there? What's your opinion on that? You think that that's proper? Would you send your daughter, if you had a daughter, would you want your daughter? What about when Umar said that he wants to cuddle with the little black boys? I would play it. I would play the receipt. Well, what's your opinion on that? It's no debate. See? How much money has Umar raised, Dr. Hill? I don't know. Okay, well, let me break this down because in 2025, he's saying that he hasn't even raised $1 million. But if you just look at his IRS filings from 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024, it's over $1 million. And that's just from 2019 through 2024. And I'm saying 2019 to give Umar the benefit of the doubt. We're not talking about all the money he collected since 2009 or all the money that he collected since he started raising funds for the St. Paul school scam in 2014. Do you know about the St. Paul school scam, Mark Lamont Hill? Did you know that Umar stated that he put in a bid, but the starting bid was $2.5 million. He didn't have $2.5 million in 2014 when he said he put in the bid, because that means he would have to raise $2.5 million in about 3-4 months. Oh, I don't know about the St. Paul's. Okay, well, you haven't done your research. See, so why get online and defend someone like that? Okay, I think part of it is ego and being unwilling to admit that you are wrong about someone, which in my opinion, that if you're a scholar, you want to be corrected on these issues, because you don't want to be misrepresenting facts and talking out the side of your neck. You see what I'm saying? Well, the same thing, RJ, applies to the Breakfast Club. I think part of it is that they've had him on so many times, and it's politics too, because they want to leave that door open. They won't leave the door open to have Umar come back on, because they know that he's going to bring a lot of views, and it's going to generate a buzz, and it's going to generate money for them. See, so, but it's not about integrity. See, key word today. It's not about integrity, right? Okay. Thanks, RJ Supreme, for the super chat. I appreciate it. I have a video where Umar disrespects Mark Lamont Hill. Why would you defend a man who disrespects you? I don't get it. Where I come from, we don't roll like that. Nope. Thanks, RJ. Mr. No, not influence. some of these names, boy. Mr. Not Influence. Okay, since 6 degrees only makes you King Kong of panhandling, I don't want one. I don't want none. Yeah, it's amazing that he claims to have 6 degrees, but it's non-functional. You know, I have a time I could pull up and show it. Umar spent about 20 years, roughly 20 years, pursuing different degrees, but I think it was just Umar. It was a form of escapism for him, so that he doesn't have to deal with in the real world. You know, he could just be a perpetual student. In fact, I have a chapter in the documentary that I'm working on called The Perpetual Student. And that's what Umar was. And what's interesting is that when he gets out of college, when he finally gets to PsyD in 2012, by that time, he's not even working as a school psychologist. You guys know that? When he gets to PsyD in 2012, he's not even working as a school psychologist. That's wild. See? So all of it becomes non-functional, but Umar, he had invested so much time and taken out so many student loans, and it also stops him from having to be a man in society where you're taking care of yourself and you're working to take care of yourself. And he hasn't worked consistently since 2011. And to this day, the same rule applies. And the degrees continue to be non-functional. That's why he's always begging for money, because he needs people to pay for him to survive. Yeah, 6 degrees, it's just worthless. Absolutely worthless. At this point, it didn't have to be that way, but that's what it's turned out to be. All right. Thank you, Mr. Not Influence. Okay, that's okay. Thank you for the super chat. Black Wolf gifted a membership. Thank you so much, Black Wolf. I appreciate it. And another one. Thank you so much. And if you receive that membership or those memberships, make sure that you thank Black Wolf. Everyone else thank Black Wolf too. Very kind of you. I appreciate it. Okay, so we have 1,174 people in the building. There is a poll. We got 804 votes. Should Umar Johnson be mad at his critics? 14% said yes. 86% said no. All right. Okay, let's get back. Let's get to the video that we started yesterday, and we'll get back at the 21-minute mark. Also, Mr. Not Influence says, whose child has the cereal box doc fixed? Yes, fixed, not help. We are still waiting. What a what are you saying? Whose child has the cereal box doc fixed? Yes, fixed, not help. What in the world? We are all still waiting. What a resume. Okay. Yeah, you're definitely going against the grain with that one. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, thank you for the super chat. Okay, let's get going here, everybody. We got quite a bit to cover, and I've issued my public retraction. That's really what I meant to say, but it's an apology too, because I don't want to misrepresent things, and it's about integrity at the end of the day. Let's get to the video. Okay, let me get this other one off of here with Umar calling the white woman gorgeous, and there's nothing wrong with that per se. It's just it's a contradictory to his message, but he's such a hypocrite anyway. Okay, and then here's the video right here. Okay, and then user 225 says, in my opinion, his supporters criticizing him just because the woman was Caucasian are missing the point. The recording would not suddenly be okay if she were black. That's interesting too. That's an interesting perspective. I didn't think about it like that. His supporters criticizing him just because the woman was Caucasian. The ones that are criticizing just because she was Caucasian, they're missing the point. The recording would not suddenly be okay if she were black. Yeah, but user 225, it may have been okay. It may have been okay because I don't, and I'm not saying that it justifies this type of orientation, but in my opinion, to arbitrarily call a woman, hey, or say to a woman, hey, gorgeous, and she's at her job and she's working her job, I think that that's inappropriate. And regardless, if they're black, white, or other, it really doesn't make any difference. However, I think that the standard has been set so low in terms of how black men are to treat and how they are to engage black women that that type of behavior may be acceptable. In my opinion, it's unacceptable. It's an infringement. She didn't ask to. I mean, what's that got to do with? She's working her job. You see what I'm saying? Now, other people may disagree, and I get it, but I wouldn't do anything like that. It's a respect thing more than anything else. But what I'm saying, user 225, is because, in my opinion, Umar has more respect for white people and for white women than he does for black women and for black people. So I'm not quite sure about this. It may have been okay if it was a black woman because the standard has been set so low in terms of how black men are to treat black women. Not all the way across the board. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that as a socialized norm, that type of behavior has, in some cases, not in all, in some cases, been normalized. Right? How you doing? You looking good? I mean, she don't even know you. See what I'm saying? Would I want someone talking like that to my daughter? Hell no. No. See? So I wouldn't do that to anybody else. I wouldn't do that to any woman, period. I just wouldn't do that. Right? I think it's inappropriate. I think it's disrespectful. Right? Anyway, again, it's an interesting perspective, but I'm not quite sure. I think it would depend. I think it would depend on who's actually viewing that. Umar shouldn't have been doing that in the first place, but the fact that he's doing it to a white one, I think that's a double whammy. Right? Okay, just because of his rhetoric about, black queens forever, snow bunnies never. All right, interesting perspective. All right, thank you, user 225. Okay, let's get to the video, everyone. Here we go.
I'm not knocking the death of anybody. Period.
He was so mad. He always mad. You notice that?
Black parents, the learning disability is a scam. The learning disability is a scam. You should be very careful
He always mad.
before allowing these public and charter schools, Afrocentrics included, they thirsty for special ed money just as much as the white schools. I'm going to say it again. You should be
real
careful.
Quick, DD, my wife and I, we've been together. It'll be 25 years in April. And we had our marriage ceremony 21 years ago. If I was single, I wouldn't approach no woman I wouldn't be talking, hey, you looking good? Hey, gorgeous. I wouldn't talk like that. That's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. I just wouldn't do that. I don't know, but that's just me. And I know those other men too. If you were single, would you just arbitrarily say, hey, gorgeous? I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that at all. All right, here we go.
Before letting these public schools and charter schools, Afrocentric schools included, they just as thirsty for special ed money as everybody else. You should be careful.
Umar talking like he still got work at the school. He ain't worked since 2011. I do believe he worked as a principal in 2014. I haven't been able to verify it, but it was for a couple of months. Right. But outside of that, he hasn't worked as a school psychologist since 2010, 2011. And here we are in 2025. He's talking like he's still working as a school psychologist. Goofy.
About letting them evaluating your child for the learning disability. The learning disability is nothing but a lazy disability.
Yeah.
Your child is lazy.
Yeah, I think that's appropriate, Clara. Hey, how you doing? That's what I would say. Hey, how are you doing? What you doing? What are you doing up? Now I probably wouldn't go that far until now. I'm going too far. What you doing up over here? No, I wouldn't do that. I'm like, hey, how you doing? All right, here we go.
And so are you. Your child is lazy, and so are you. I'm not talking about the autistic children. I'm not talking about the Down syndrome black babies that we love, those with developmental abnormalities. We're not talking about the deaf and the blind and the brain injured. We're not talking about them. We're talking about black children who don't have a damn thing wrong with them except being lazy.
Now, what I would do, I would, if that was a woman, I'm getting assuming that if I was single, because I shouldn't be talking like that. Let's just assume I would probably, hey, how you doing? Oh, okay. Yeah, what you need some help? Some help find? Because I always think if I'm at the store, that's how you know you old. What you trying to find? Oh yeah, okay. Let me help you. I know where that's at. Let me go. I go get it for you. Because I would try to be helpful. You know what I'm saying? Because man, we got to feel helpful in relationships. If we don't feel helpful, we just. But if you make us feel helpful and useful, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyway, here we go.
Easy, and their parents are letting people label them so they don't have to make them try harder. That's who I'm talking about. See, let me tell you what we're going to do at the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy.
Yeah, here we go.
I saw Negroes celebrating. I saw Negroes laughing at us when they thought the school was going to be sold. I saw you ninjas. They was on YouTube celebrating our demise. They was on YouTube having a block party. Dr. Umar about to lose his schools.
Yeah,
what kind of a Negro
feel useful
will laugh at something like that? When we have so few schools, independent schools to educate our children, y'all was laughing, celebrating, clapping, praying on my demise. Well, guess what, you dusty, struggle streaming ass bums? Guess what? You're going to have to do a whole lot more than that if you want to take down King Kong consciousness.
He's so mad.
You better come a whole lot harder than that if you want to take down me.
Take down me.
Iron Man Ifatunde.
Oh, no.
Iron Man.
Oh, man. Umar, he's so hurt. He was sitting back for almost a month watching everyone go. I wasn't live streaming, but he was watching everyone else going in on him. He's so mad.
They was laughing, brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
They was carrying on. Oh, he gonna lose the school. Y'all gonna lose all your donations. Yada, 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 yada. Bum ass ninjas.
Oh, Umar, don't be like that. Don't be like that. You so emotional. Don't be like that.
Y'all gonna lose all your donations. Yada, 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 yada. Bum ass.
That's a meme right there. Yada, yada, yada. What does that mean? Yada, yada. I don't know.
Guess what? You're going to have to do a whole lot more than that if you want to take down King Kong consciousness. You better come a whole lot harder than that if you want to take down me.
Take down me.
Iron Man.
This guy got 6 degrees talking about take down me. Wow.
Ifatunde. Iron Man Ifatunde. They was laughing, brothers and sisters. They was carrying on. Oh, he gonna lose the school. Y'all gonna lose all your donations. Yada, 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 yada. Bum ass ninjas.
You guys, this chat room is crazy. I gotta stay out of it. I gotta stay out of here. Umar Johnson, the iron scammer. Let me get out of this.
I gotta get out of it. With a blind weave in her damn head talking down on my school.
Oh no.
And you got lice and maggots in your damn head with that blind weave. Skin deep, dark, beautiful chocolate with a...
Who's he talking about?
Blind weave. Look like some kind of lightning bug or some shit. Look like
a lightning bug? What are you talking about? He don't know how to roast. He don't. That's like when he was trying to roast Tariq Nasheed, and he was like, chicken tenders, Tariq, chicken tenders. I said, what? I got a video of this guy did a walkthrough of Tariq's museum. I was impressed. Okay, it wasn't as big as he said it was going to be, but as he was going through there, I was like, hey, you know, it's not bad. See, but Umar, he do a tour of these trap bandos, and it's bad. It's real bad. I should play that thing. We can do a comparison from when what's his name went up there, Fabritu. I can't remember. I don't think that's what it is. Yeah, maybe that is what it is. But the brother, about a month ago, he went up there and he did a thorough tour of the exterior of the building, the trap bandos up there in Wilmington, and it was horrible. But there's another brother that went. It was a couple of days ago. I have the video where he did a walk on the interior of he calls it the Hidden History Museum. It looked nice. Again, it wasn't on the same level as he had promised, but in terms of what exists, okay, there's no comparison. You can't make the comparison between what Tariq has done and what Umar has not done. I should say it that way. Anyway, there was no super chat too. Let me get to that because I want to stay on top of these during this live stream. This is from Jam. What's up, Jam? Jam says King Kong ain't got nothing on me. I run this. That's how Umar talks. But you notice he's been harboring this because he's been watching all these critics of Umar. There's been a whole lot more recently, and he just been sitting back, laying in the cut, watching these videos. So when he comes online on yesterday, this is his live stream, it all starts to come out. It's impulsive too. He has no impulse control. It just all starts to come out, and he's ranting and he's raging. That's why I asked the question: should Umar be mad at his critics? You see, but that just goes to show you he's harbored this for what, about 3 weeks, 4 weeks now, and then finally he's able to go live. He does his live stream, and he's just going crazy. But that's what Umar does. Yeah, he sounds like he crazy, you know. Thanks, Jam7. What's up, Enterprises? How do they support someone in a car and no office? Yeah, that's a great question. You know, I think Umar Johnson supporters, you should ask the question, when was the last time I saw Umar inside his office? I have one picture of Umar in an office out of all my research going all the way back to his early childhood. And even before he was born, I've researched his father, his mother, Grandpa Cicero, who was a white Cuban. And when he came over here to the United States of America, he put on the paperwork. I have the paperwork. He put white Cuban. But Umar, what he says, after I actually talked about that, he says that he was an Afro-Cuban. No, he wasn't no Afro-Cuban. Cut it out. So ridiculous. The point is that in all of my research, I've only found one picture of Umar inside of an office. I don't think I have never seen Umar in a video inside of an office. Now, he's walked through these abandoned buildings saying, this will be my office. And then in another video, he says another room is going to be his office. And when he does this, not the school announcement video, but when he does the school promo video where he's walking through, he sits down as if he's inside of an office, but there's no lights, you know, and it's everything looks all bummy and stuff because it was a trap. It was a bando, right? But that's a great question. I think that his supporters should ask. And you, Umar Johnson supporters, you're welcome here. You're welcome here. Like I said yesterday, I don't have any animosity towards you whatsoever. What I do with Umar is I offer criticism. I show receipts. I do analysis. Right. Another thing I'm really good at, and I'm really good at it, is I'm good at catching Umar in lies. He lies a lot. He's a pathological liar. Even about the number of buildings that he has up there, these abandoned buildings. He says 4. I have him on record one time saying 5. No, there's 3 buildings. That's it. And that's fine. Why you got to lie about that? You don't got a lie to kick it. But that's Umar. So, but if he's this professional, as he says, and he's the great school psychologist, as he says, and blah, 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 etc., why haven't we ever seen Umar live stream inside of his office? Well, we see Umar live stream inside of a car, in a motel room, in his mama closet, at these abandoned buildings, but not in an office. Another question, real quick, Enterprise. Why is it that we haven't seen Umar he hasn't even set up an office yet at these abandoned buildings after 6.5 years? That's crazy. It's getting closer to 7 years. We're in September. We're going in October, November, December, January, February, and 5 months. 5 months. It's going to be 7 years, and he hasn't even set up an office? Okay. Y'all want to send any money if you want to. It's y'all money. Thanks, Enterprise. That's a good point right there. Real good point. What's up, Iceman Vamp? Is it the building? Says, yeah, Lenore. Umar said if they take the school, he's going home. Going home where? Taking all his mama's blankets. Building a fort, and all you haters can't come in. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that sounds like something Umar would do. Because he's a big old kid. So you haters, you can't come. So that's what he said about the school. You haters, you can't come. And if you didn't donate enough, you can't come. And it's my school and it's my fort. And I built my fort with the blankets and the pillows. You know, I got me some cardboard box. I cut a little window out on the side. That's what we used to do. That was the good old days. You try to do that with the kids these days. Like, they get to a certain age, they be like, huh? Say, where my phone at? I ain't got time for that. It's amazing. One of my daughters, she be on the phone, they'll be she'll be cooking and have the phone right there on the thing and the Snapchatting, and they be talking at the same time while she cooking. Yeah, when we was kids, you go home, you didn't see your friends until you go back to school. Okay, that's how it was back in the day. Thanks, Isaac, man. That sound like Umar, big old kid. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Mood Frequency says, how can he and his dad have them bad bodies and he fixed his mouth to try to insult somebody? Yeah, that's one of the things about Umar that's very perplexing. I've heard him call people fat. Has anyone ever heard, hit the one, have you ever heard Umar call people fat? He even said that, he said something to, I don't know if he used the term fat, but he said something like that. It was similar to your fat or overweight or something. He said that about Tariq Nasheed. And I said, what are you talking about, Umar? Umar, I mean, he's overweight. There's times I have videos where his face was so puffy. I said, man, it looked like he was on pop. I said, you eat one more burger. You just eat one more burger, Umar, and your head gonna pop. You know, because that's what I'm saying. My head's gotten fatter, but that's, you know, I've gotten older. But it's not gonna pop anytime soon. It's not gonna pop anytime soon. But at that time, I can pull a video and show you. If he had one more burger, that head was gonna pop. Okay. But he got so much nerve. He got the nerve to call other people fat. I've seen him do it over and over and over. It's ridiculous. He calls other people bums. Umar, you're the ultimate bum. You're homeless. You've been homeless now since 2019, living in your mama closet when you can. You shouldn't be talking. You just shouldn't be. Anyway, thanks, Mood Frequency, for the super chat. Miranda Hansgone says, hey, Cooker Chat, he's outrageous. I agree. Some parents are trifling and need to make their kids read, get off the video games, etc. But learning disability is real. Please remember the video you referenced yesterday. I have it pulled up, and we'll get to it at a certain point. I want to make a little bit more headway on this video, and then I'll pull that up for sure. But I have it. I queued it up in advance. In fact, this is the video right here.
All right.
Thank you.
No problem, my brother.
Yeah, am I up?
Yes, sir. Where you calling from?
Okay, you guys just hold on. You guys hold on. You got to see this. All right. Thank you, Miranda, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Yeah, Umar, we talked about this. I think part of the reason why Umar, he wants to have this, he puts this, it's more of him projecting this idea that learning disabilities, in particular ADHD, does not exist. It's really ain't no daddy at home disorder. It's because he has it. And also his father was not at home. See, I think I know this is twisted, but it's a twisted way of him coping with that his father wasn't there and he had ADHD. So he says ADHD does not exist. So therefore I don't have it. And then it's simply the people only have it because their father's not there. But then I also have Umar in videos where he says, my father was in my life. See, so he's so conflicted on all this. It's just, I don't know what it is. It's as if he doesn't want to deal. There's a term for it. I just can't think of it right now. There's a term for it. He doesn't want to deal with the reality of the situation. So what he does is it's a coping mechanism. I think at a certain point where he just says, hey, listen, I don't have ADHD. You know, my father wasn't in my life, but then I also have him in videos where he says that his father wasn't in his life. He says he's in my life. He wasn't, et cetera, et cetera. My research shows that Jamal was not consistently present, and he could not be because he was in the military. At one point, he was in Japan. Yeah, so I think Umar, a lot of it is just projecting. It's a coping mechanism. I think a lot of the lies that he tells, it's a coping mechanism. He doesn't want to deal with the reality of his life and where things are at. He'll say, I'm the most requested scholar. He'll say, I'm a school psychologist. You're not, he hasn't worked as a school psychologist since 2010, 2011. So why is he still saying that? Well, he doesn't want to deal with the reality is that he's a failure as a school psychologist, and he's been unemployed. He hasn't worked consistently since 2011. It's really interesting, you know. And again, I'm really big on this. As men, we got to hold ourselves accountable, and we got to deal with the reality of our situation if we're going to make proper change, if we're going to make proper changes in our life. So living in a delusional state or acting as if there's no problem when there's all types of problems, that's not going to correct the issue. You know, you got to humble yourself enough to say, hey, listen, okay, these are some serious issues. I need to address these. And you put together a plan. I always say this, you put together a plan, make sure that it's a functional plan, right? And that it's going to reap the results that you're looking for, and then work your plan. Okay, work hard, have faith, and over time, you'll start to see the results. That's what I've done in my life. Umar, he has no excuse. He has no excuse whatsoever. But in the first place, you have to deal with the reality of the situation and humble yourself. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I have that video queued up. We'll get to it for sure. Thank you for the super chat. Fresh Face says, that's not a rental car, y'all. He just found an abandoned car under the overpass to film. That'd be crazy. No, it's a rental car. It has to be a rental car. Okay. I have a video where Umar's in a rental car. I kid you not. And he has a blanket. I think there's a pillow too. I can't remember because someone had made the comment about it, but I downloaded it. So let me not say a pillow, but there's a blanket in the back. And it leads me to believe that Umar, when he has to, he'll just sleep in the back seat. You know, he'll just lay down and go to sleep back there, you know, on with the blanket. Or if it might have been pillows and not a blanket. But it may have been pillows and blanket. I can't remember. Let's see if I can find it. I wouldn't be surprised because he's homeless. See, how do you collect all this money? You're this great school psychologist. You got 6 degrees. And you got to live like that. Well, there's a lot of other issues going on, you know, substance abuse issues, mental health issues, so forth and so on. Yeah. Thanks, Fresh Face. yeah, Umar broke into the car to live stream. That's crazy. Black Wolf says, quick question chat, big dog. Lenon, you know Umar's mental is stuck in the 90s and his rhetoric is stuck in the 50s. I am He-Man. Y'all can't stop me. Yeah, you're right about this. His rhetoric his mental is in the 90s because he's in a state of arrested development. That's why he still dresses like he's in the 90s. Y'all notice that about Umar? He'll dress, you know, fitted caps and, you know, he's supposed to be a school psychologist, supposed to be this great professional, this great black leader, but he dresses like, you know, people used to dress back in the 90s. And if you want to do that, I guess, you know, but it just shows arrested development. And then, yeah, his rhetoric is a lot of it is stuck in the 50s, you know. Let's think about Umar. There's nothing original that he states. I should take that back. When he says things that are original, they're outlandish. When he conceptualizes things that are original, it's outlandish. It's not even reasonable. But when Umar kind of makes sense, he's plagiarizing other people's work. I've seen this consistently. He'll say stuff like the post-traumatic relationship disorder. Okay, he gets that from the post-traumatic slavery disease. I think that's what it's called, a disorder. I can't remember which one. And that's from, what's the sister's name? Dr. Joy DeGruy. So her whole thing was, she wrote a book, Dr. Joy DeGruy, post-traumatic slave syndrome. So what Umar started to say was post-traumatic slave disorder. And then he started to kind of, I guess, use it as a basis for other things like the post-traumatic relationship syndrome or relationship disorder, right? Or the post-traumatic cookie crushing, you know, anything. But he's a plagiarist in that regard. So that's one thing you look out for Umar. If he kind of makes sense about something, because a lot of this stuff was sourced from Juana Kunjufu. Juana Kunjufu, I think I'm getting mixed up. A lot of his stuff was sourced, and he passed recently, so rest in peace. A lot of his stuff, especially his early work with Umar, what he was talking about, a lot of it is sourced from him, but he's a plagiarist in that way. So in addition to that, a lot of his rhetoric goes back to the 50s. Yeah. Thank you, Black Wolf, for being a member for 57 months. Let me check this thing over here. Okay, that's good. Mr. I don't give a shizzle says, Umar called me a bean-eating bear hugger. What does that mean? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. A bean-eating bear hugger. I don't believe you. I don't think I don't think Umar called you that. I don't believe that. That's too far. I ain't never heard of bean eating bear hugger. What's wrong with eating beans? Ain't nothing wrong with that. The bear hugger part is a little weird, but the bean eating, what's wrong with that? Yeah, Bougie Barbie. That's what that's what Mr. I don't give a shizzle is alleging. It's an allegation, allegedly. Umar called me a bean eating bear hugger. Boy, that's crazy. Yeah, pretty brown eyes. It does sound like something Umar would say. All right. Lene says, I love bears. That's my nickname. What in the world? What in the world is going on? I love bears. That's my nickname. You funny. Oh, that's wild. Shout out to Lene. She blew up the spot in 2025. Poor Umar. He ain't been the same since. All right, let me get myself together. Okay. What's up, Iceman Fam? Says the blanket in the back seat was leftover construction. Umar be building forts inside the rental cars and shit. Say, Umar, what you doing? I'm building my fort for tonight. Inside the rental car. The blanket in the back seat was leftover construction material from the last 40 builds. Okay. All right. Boy, this chat room is wild. Okay, we got to get back on task here. Thanks, Iceman Fam. Ladies, became a member again. Thank you so much, Ladies 747. Appreciate you. What OGs. All right. Oh, man, now you guys can see. This is so clear. You see me sweating and crying now. Mr. I don't give a shizzle says he going to be 6 degrees warmer once he cuddled up with that. Come on. Say he going to be 6 degrees warmer once he's cuddled up with that blanket in the back seat. He didn't call me that name for real, Mr. It did sound like something Umar would say, though. I have to admit that. All right, that's wild. A bean-eating bear hugger. You know it's bad, but I got it memorized already. You bean-eating bear hugger. It's so abusive. I don't know why. I'm gonna say that to my wife tonight. I'll report back with you guys tomorrow and let you know how she responds. All right. That's wild. All right, this chat room crazy. It's crazy. Shout out to the bean eaters. Thanks, Derek. All right, if you're a bean eater, hit the 1. If you're a bean eater, hit the 1. Okay. All right. Let's get back on. Cookie Crush Chat's undefeated. Boy, we can go live for 5 months talking about this topic right here. Look at all the bean eaters in the Cookie Crush. We got a lot of bean eaters. This is so stupid. This is so stupid, but it's funny though. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, let me, yeah, my bean Africans. What's up, Swagonito? All right, let's get back on track here. We got a lot of bean eaters in here. You like red beans? I like pinto beans. That's my favorite. I like pinto beans, black beans. Okay. Hey, Maddie. Okay. Yeah, we have a lot. I'm surprised at how many bean eaters we have. We definitely have a lot of bean eaters inside of the Cookie Crush chat. I'm surprised by that. Red beans and rice. Yeah. All right. Okay, let's get back on track. This is crazy. I don't like lima beans. I don't. I like bean pies though, but I never really liked lima beans. I don't know why. I just don't. You're a bean bunny. What you got? Okay, let me get out this chat room. Pause. Okay, let me get out this chat room. Let's get focused. All right, we got blowed off on some beans. You bear eating bean hugger, you. All right. Okay. Let me do these other real quick. Luke says he's a Dame Dash of the Dame Dash of Pan Africanism, broke and can't take criticism. Pause. Yeah, Dame Dash, he was cutting up on the Breakfast Club. Yeah, he was cutting up. Thanks, Louis Luck. Ain't nothing wrong with being broke as long as you're not broke forever. You know what I'm saying? I've been there, trust me. All right. Thank you, Louis, for super chat. What's up, good twin from the AK says, what up, Lenore? How we doing today? 5-5 taking the thigh queens. All right, taking this shot. All right. There ain't any queens in here. 5-5 taking the thigh. Go ahead and respond to good twin from the AK. All right. All right. Thanks for being a member too, by the way. Black Wolf says assignments for tomorrow. Call 3 people a bean eating bear hugger and point in their face. Nah, y'all don't do that because you're gonna get if you at work, you're gonna get fired. If you at the the mall, you're gonna cause problems. Okay. If you're at the store, you're gonna get, they're gonna kick you out. I'm sorry, I gotta have me some drink. Thanks, Black Wolf, for super chat. Okay, we got to get going here. Derek says, bean up to bean. Okay. Yeah, that's the classic statement from Umar, the beam up to beam in. Okay, all right, okay. So we got to get focused here because otherwise we're gonna get carried away even further. So thanks everyone for the super chats. Okay. Let's get back to the video because I want to try to stay on target here. Okay, and I was gonna try to find something too. Okay, let me see if I can find that other video with Umar in the back with the blanket.
Damn lightning bug, black skin weave. You look like a damn struggle streaming ass bums.
He's so mean.
Guess what? You're gonna have to do a whole lot more than that if you want to take down King Kong consciousness.
Okay.
You better come a whole lot harder than that if you want to take down me. Iron Man Ifatunde. Iron Man Ifatunde. They was laughing, brothers and sisters. They was carrying on. Oh, he gonna lose the school. Y'all gonna lose all your donations. Yada, 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 yada. Bum ass ninjas. I saw one chick with a blind weave in her damn head talking down on my school. And you got lice and maggots in your damn head with that blind weave.
Omar, don't talk
Skin,
like that.
deep, dark, beautiful chocolate with a blind weave. Look like some kind of lightning bug or some shit. Look like a damn lightning bug. Black skin with a blind weave. You look like a damn lightning bug. Keep your damn mouth shut on the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy.
I wonder who he's talking about. Anybody have any idea? I want to go see because if she looked like a, no, I'm just playing.
See, I just been sitting back watching.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. You've been sitting back watching, and he's been harboring all of this.
I just been sitting back watching. Oh yes, clap back will be crazy.
Oh, he's threatening people now. Yeah, he's hurt. Yeah, he's really hurt. He's been harboring, sitting back on this, been frustrated, and then he gets online and he's getting to the threatening part. And he can't really be talking about me because I haven't been live streaming, right? So while he was away, I was away too. I took some time to focus on some other things. So I think he just got upset with a whole lot because there's a lot of people who've been covering Umar, people that I've never even heard of, and good. More people the better. So he's really upset. He's issuing threats in essence. A lady says, I emailed you an interview of Mark Lamont Hill where he says he followed. Yeah, I got that. I got that email. Followed Malachi Z. York. And I watched the video too before. He now hosts $5,000 seminars. Some call a scam. Umar liked or like. Yeah. What is he? What is the seminars about? Let's see, Mark Lamont Hill seminars. So he offers seminars and keynote speeches on a wide range of topics: social justice, diversity and inclusion, political analysis, and the Black radical tradition. While his specific seminar schedule isn't available, you can find past and upcoming appearances, including many virtual events on platforms like YouTube and by contractor speaker bureaus like a.k.a. Speaker Bureau or Gotham. Artists to book him for an event. Yeah, it doesn't show. Yeah, I don't see. I don't know. He probably has a website. I would have to go and look. He probably, yeah, here it says right here with different events. Coffee and books, store, Markham on Hill, clips, shows, and projects. Maybe under here. Yeah, I don't see anything about seminars. Yeah, I guess. I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah, I'm not familiar with him. I know he's done some work on Piers Morgan. I've seen him on there. And then I have old videos where he actually went to one of Umar's block parties too. He had a cast on his foot when he went up there. I remember seeing that. Yeah, but I don't know much about him. Thanks, lady, for the super chat. But yeah, I did get that. And I did check that out. I don't think I responded. I actually have to stop responding to people because my email, especially after people start coming out to talk about Umar with their personal experience, my email just got flooded, you know, and I just don't have time. I don't have. That's one thing I'll tell you. The time issue with me is crazy. Thanks, lady, for the super chat. Lou says, Nurse Umar, the functioning drug addict. The thing is, I wouldn't call Umar functional, though. When we talk about someone who's functional, let's say they have addictions. When we say they're functional, that means that they can still get up and go to work. They're going to still have some issues, though, but they'll still go to work. They'll pay bills. They'll be able to maintain a home. They'll still have their own vehicle. And there's a lot of people like that. You know, there's different types of drugs, too. There's prescription drugs, and there are people who are addicted to that, but they're still functional in society. But Umar, I can't say, Lou, that Umar is functional in society in that way. For instance, if all donations ceased today, what would Umar do? Let me just throw this out there for a question for everyone. Let's just consider this to be a quick break, quick question. What do you guys think? If Umar could no longer collect donations, what would he do? How would he be functional in society? How would he be able to pay for food? How would he be able to pay for a hotel or motel room to stay in? He's homeless. How would he be able to afford to pay for a rental car or food? Okay, just something for people to think about. So, Lou, I get what you're saying. I just don't think that Umar is functional. I don't think he is. And I know that he's not. That's why he's always asking for money. Well, the thing is, and thanks for the super chat, panhandling, but how does he do that? He would have to actually do that physically. He couldn't, because if he can't do it, if he can't get donations, virtually through the internet, you see what I'm saying? He would actually have to get out on the corner and do it like in real life. He would have to do it. Yeah, if social media disappeared, he would be toast. Yeah, because everything for him is on social media, right? Yeah, he could become a reality TV star. Candace, there's things that he could do. I think that he could do. If he couldn't ask for donations, there's things that he could do. But the thing is, let me just say this. We'll go back to the video. With Umar, there's a lot of things that Umar could do that would generate income and significant amount of income to where he can live a comfortable life. But there's a couple of issues. Number one, he's so the whole school scam. I talked about this yesterday. It weighs him down. He has blinders on, right? Because he in his mind, that's the only way that he's going to be able to get money out of people is to ask for money for the school that does not exist. So he keeps running with that no matter what, and he won't stop. But he doesn't realize that the money that he's collecting, even though he can spend most of it on himself, he still has to show people examples of him making progress. So there is money that's going towards the school here and there, this and that, paint days, this kind of thing. But running that scheme over and over again is time consuming. You know, trying to get people to donate for a school that does not exist is time consuming. And that's time, opportunity costs that can be invested in other things that are actually profitable and you can generate legitimate income doing. He could monetize social media in a way to where he wouldn't have to work. He wouldn't have to beg either. So that's one issue. The other issue is that Umar is not consistent enough in his life to do anything for a significant period of time, besides begging. See, if Umar decided, listen, I'm going to monetize on social media, and because he's tried this in the past with the Big Papa podcast, the UmarJohnson.tv, he's tried these little things, but he's not consistent enough. And if the money's not coming in the way that he would like, and at the number that he would like, he goes right back to begging, and then he abandons these other side projects to get money out of people. See, that's what he's done consistently. So, there are things that Umar could do. It's just that he's not in a mental space to where he can do anything consistently and be productive long term enough to make it financially viable. That's how I should say it. Right? Yeah, he can do DoorDash. He'd be up in there eating up all the food before they even get to the spot. Okay, let's get back here. Let me get to these super chats real quick. We got to get going here. We're doing good on time. I'm actually, for some reason, I feel like I'm rushing. RJ Supreme says, Lenon, I believe Umar is counting his masters as multiple degrees. Lastly, he is only free because he smartly only targeted us. Yeah, if Umar had done this in a white community or Asian community, or let's even a Latino community, it would not have been tolerated this long. I think black people give Umar a pass. Some black people give Umar a pass way too many times at this point. All of the evidence that's out there. No one has to doctor anything. No one has to misrepresent the facts. You don't have to do any of that stuff. You just start doing the research and looking into Umar Johnson, and you'll see over time that he's nothing more than a con man. He's a charlatan. But if he had done this in any other community, he would have been stopped a long time ago. You're absolutely right about that. The other thing is Umar, he counts his masters as multiple degrees. Here's the thing. If you have, most people don't say, let's say if a person gets 3 degrees and it's all in psychology. So the first degree undergraduate is psychology, the second degree is a psychology and is a master's, the third degree is a PhD in psychology. That person isn't going to say I have 3 degrees. Most people don't do that. Now I'm sure that there are some people that do, but most people, they don't do that. They don't say I have 3 degrees. They say no, I have a PhD, and that's it. That's all they'll say. But Umar, he has to say 3 because it sounds as if he's accomplished more. For instance, if someone said I have 1 degree and it's a PhD, and then someone says Umar comes along, he says I have 3 degrees and I have a side D. But most people are gonna be like, okay, he has 3 degrees and it's a side D. Well, he sounds like he's done a lot more and he's more accomplished. But no, in actuality, he hasn't done anything any more significant than the person that got a PhD. See, so that's one thing people can look out for with Umar, the exaggeration. That's part of the narcissism too. And then another aspect of this is his first degree was a double major. It wasn't a double degree, but he counts as that too. He counts as 2 degrees. It was a degree in political science. Excuse me, not a degree. It was a double major, a major in political science and a major in psychology. But he counts as 2 degrees. That's how he gets to the number 6. Okay. At most, he has 5. But he has to say 6. Just like if he's abandoning buildings, he says that there's 4 or there's 5 buildings. No, there's 3. Yeah, he's something else. It's something else. So Umar has a double major, because that's the bachelor. He has a master's in psychology. He has a master in educational leadership. And a master's, he says, in something else. I can't remember what it is. I can't remember what it is right now. And then he has a side D. And that's it. It's really 5, but Umar, he says 6. Right? Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Jam says, tell Umar to turn the dome light on in the car. Yeah, he's not even worried about that. He's not worried about that. It's amazing to me. He's not even self-aware on that level. He should be live streaming inside of an office after all these years, collected over, it's actually millions of dollars, but bare minimum since 2019, $1.6 million. And he can't even live stream. Real quick, let me show you guys something else. This is a pattern with Umar, because this is the video we're going to play in a little while.
Thank you.
Look at where Umar is live streaming. Is this an office? No, it's like a storage unit with shelving. He calls this the Pan African library. But look at the lighting. It's not properly lit in here. So why would you have a library and where you're going to be reading? And you have to have proper lighting to read. Why would you have a library? It's an alleged library, inside like this storage space like this. So if Umar can't even put together his library, got the books, horizontal instead of vertically. If he can't even get this library together, why would y'all think that somehow he's going to get a whole school together? He can't even get his mama closet in order. How's he going to get a whole school together? It's something for people to think about. Now, thanks, Jam, for super chat. Okay, I got to do this other one real quick. Tippity Tappity says, where did you get the WWE game avatar of Umar? Okay, so someone sent me a link to it. I don't even know who did it, but I downloaded it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I think I have it under WWFs and WWE. See, and it's coming up, but see, the way that I have it on this new computer, that stuff is, it's not how it used to be. I'm going to have to, well, I got a little more work to do with the organizer. Here, it now popped up. It populated here. So this is what you're talking about right here. Here we go.
And here he comes.
We got 1,500 people in the building. Thank you guys so much for tuning on in. If you're enjoying this show, hit the like button.
The following contest
hit that like button
for one fall. Making his way to the ring.
It says Dr. Umar with Farouk. All right.
Making his way to the ring from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 275 pounds, Dr. Umar.
You can see exactly why the arena.
Look at this guy over there behind Umar's back. What does he have on his shirt? I wish I could read that. Probably say something about Snow Bunny. All right. Here we go.
Is full here tonight. This is
I can't read it.
a match with major stakes.
And I wish I knew who did this, because I would pay him to do a match with Umar come down, and I come down the other side, and then we have a wrestling, like the old WWF style.
He calls himself the standard bearer of this division and plans on proving it in a matter of moments.
Black Power fist.
Driven down with an elevated flatliner.
I ain't gonna lie, when I first saw this, I was rooting for Umar. I really was.
Into the corner. This can't be good.
Ran right through that close line.
What impact! All the way up. Another big move.
What in the world?
My goodness.
Fireman's carry.
Can he put this one away?
Two. And the swing is over.
Here is your winner, Dr. Umar.
Wrestle perhaps the perfect match.
He got his hands on his hip like Auntie.
Never any doubt in this win. An absolute statement by the victor here tonight. What a steamroller.
Yeah, I don't know who did it, but if I ever find out, I'm gonna try to pay him to see if they could put together a match, me versus Umar. That'd be real cool. It'd be for fun. Right? It'd be funny. Okay, thank you, Tippity Tappity. User 225 says Umar Johnson calling others fat when he could breastfeed a whole school as a he wants to say breastfeed a whole school. Okay, all right. Thank you for the super. User 225. Mark Lamont was maced at that event. What do you mean maced? Someone didn't like him? Yeah, I don't have the. No, I may have the video, because I didn't really know who he was back then anyway. But so I didn't really think he was relevant. But I can't remember if it was on. I don't think it was on his YouTube page. I think someone else uploaded it, and yeah, he was there. He had he had no, well, I don't think he was maced at yeah, no, you're right. Okay, I'm getting it confused. You're right, Lene. Mark Lamont Hill had an event, and there's a woman. I remember because I saw the video. There was a. I wish I had it. I could play it for you guys. But there's a woman that was asking questions, something like that, and she at a certain point she got closer and closer, and then she maced it. Just need to check. Probably need to change this battery out. Let me see if I can find the video right quick, because he did talk about that. He talked about that on the Joe Budden podcast. So let me see if it comes up. Mark Lamont Hill maced. Yeah, it's online. Yeah, I'll let me play it for you guys. Give me 1 second. And let me download it, because I'll prefer to play it directly from my hard drive. Yeah, because he talked about this experience. It's scary too, because you never know. You don't know what a person, what their intentions are, and what they may have. But he got up out of there real quick. And I don't know if it was his event or if he was just there speaking, or what the scenario was. Let me mark. I need to just archive this in my folder, because this was from 2025, I believe. Mark Lamont, I don't know the date. Mark Lamont Hill. Oh, he was pepper sprayed. So I'll put it here as pepper sprayed, and I'll put maced here too, just for reference. Like that way I can find it easily. Okay, let me download that real quick. Did it download it already? Yeah, because my with this computer, my internet download speed is like 957 megabytes per second, something crazy like that. And then my upload speed was like 46 megabytes per second. And then I got this new webcam, so you put all it together, the video quality actually looks a lot clearer. At least it does to me on my end. Okay, let me pull this up. And thanks for bringing this up, Lenny. I forgot about this. So let me get into my folder. Which folder I'm looking for here? This is a new computer. This is in the, okay, I got this. And then let me go back to 2025. And I'll type in Mark. And it's not populating. Maybe I didn't download it. Let me try one more time. Oh, wait, I see what happened. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I don't know what this thing is doing. Yeah, let me give it one more try. Okay. All right, it should work this time. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's working this time. Yeah, I apologize. I like to have stuff already lined up for everybody, but it keeps failing. Yeah, that's why it's not working this way. I'll try another way, but in the meantime, let me I'll do this. Let me play some more of this video, because for whatever reason it's not downloading that way, and then I'll download it. I have another alternate means, and then we'll watch it. Okay, I'll be right back.
Back will be crazy. I know what my purpose in life is. You got to find and fulfill yours.
Oh, Umar, cut it out. Cry, baby.
I know what my purpose in life is. You got to find and fulfill yours. If you live in Philadelphia.
Here you go, begging.
If you live in Philadelphia, I'm going to be speaking briefly today at Thomas Jefferson University Alumni Hall. If you need to see me for a minute. If you need to have a conversation with the Prince real quick. I will be speaking at Thomas Jefferson Alumni
He ain't got nothing else going on. You need to be at them bandos.
Hall on the decriminalization of marijuana. On the decriminalization of marijuana. It's a free event. Pull up today. The conference is already happening right now. 1020 Locust Street, Center City, Philadelphia. 1020 Locust Street, Center City, Philadelphia. 1020 Locust Street, Center City, Philadelphia. Dr. Umar speaks at 2 o'clock today. The conference is from 11 a.m. until 5. It is absolutely free. College students, elders, youth, conscious people, coons, Negropeans, bunny hoppers, pretendians. Come on
Here
through.
you go.
Come to the Thomas Jefferson Alumni Hall, 1020 Locust Street. We trying to decriminalize marijuana.
Okay, here we go. Let me pull up this other video. We got about 1,500 people in the building. If you guys enjoying the show, make sure you hit that like button. There is a poll question as well. We got 1,300 votes already. Should Umar Johnson be mad at his critics? 15% said yes. 85% said no. Make sure you get your poll vote in. And we have 576 likes already. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Okay, so this is the video that Lenon was talking about. Let me pull it up. Here we go.
Because my family is absolutely connected to Mamiya. I just wanted to say thank you so much for helping him. However, I know that it's been brought to your attention kind of recently about basically what is going on in regards to the CIA.
The CIA? What's he talking about? Yeah, it's really low.
So what I mean by that is basically,
He looking over like, can somebody get this lady?
the sexual abuse that encountered.
That you encountered?
Yes, that I had encountered.
No, I've never.
What is going on?
I've never met him before.
So you don't know about the sexual abuse that encountered?
I want to ask you to take a step back, please.
Ooh, dang! They tackled her like a linebacker. Man, this is crazy. That's scary too, because you never know what she could have had. Yeah, I'm glad he got up out of there. This is crazy. This make me want to start doing live streams. We just watch crazy shit like this. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but this is crazy. He was tripping.
This woman's broken into the store and vandalized, but it's on this Karen Robinson.
Oh, he said that she's did what?
This woman's broken into the store and vandalized, but it's on this Karen Robinson.
She said that she broke into something and vandalized. So yeah, she's a threat.
Yeah, I've never met this woman before. You got the video, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this is crazy. I'm glad he got up out of there, and he knew, he could tell something wasn't right. Shout out to him.
I saw it coming. That's what I'm saying. Get justice. Thank you. I just got to get up.
Get up. Let's just walk out.
Yeah, I hope they arrested her too. They should have. I hope she got arrested because that's crazy. Yeah, that's unfortunate. And yeah, and remember there was a lady that threw a purse at Umar one time too, but that it wasn't like a in my opinion. I mean, it was inappropriate, but it wasn't like this. This was a serious threat. Let me play this one more time.
Because my family is absolutely connected to Mamiya. I just wanted to say thank you so much for helping him. However, I know that it's been brought to your attention kind of recently about basically what is going on in regards to the CIA. So what I mean by that is basically.
See, he already knew right there.
You know about the sexual abuse that.
See that?
That you encountered?
Yes, that I had encountered.
No, I've never met him before.
So you don't know about the sexual abuse that encountered?
I want to ask you to take a step back, please.
That's crazy.
This woman's broken into the store and vandalized, but it's on this Karen Robinson. Yeah, I've never met this woman before. You got the video, right?
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's crazy right there. Man, I'm shout out to him for getting up and getting up out of there. That could have really went way left. I'm glad everything worked out. Man, that's crazy. Yeah, you hear the baby crying in the background. The baby knew something ain't right. Yeah, that's scary. That is. I know it, boy. I tell you. Okay. Thanks, Lene, for the super chat. Ty says, good to see you back, Lenon. I look forward to these live streams at Cook Recess Undefeated. Yeah, I enjoy them too. We have a really good time. Yeah, I had to take a little bit of a break, and I missed you guys. I you know, all the way across the board. You know, and the good thing is I got a new setup and everything with the computer and the webcam, so stuff looks a lot better. Audio is probably better too. And we're gonna keep this rolling. We have to get through this video though. With the Umar in the car, there's about 25 more minutes to that one, and then there's a second video that he did yesterday. We're going to get to that one. It's about 3 minutes long. That shouldn't take us that long to get to that, but we're going to get to that today for sure. Okay, and it's Friday. I normally don't live stream on Friday, but I took the day off, and I figured I'll go ahead and live stream. We got 1,529 people in the building, 1,366 votes. Should Umar Johnson be mad at his critics? 15% said yes, 85% said no. Make sure you get your vote in, and we have over 620 likes. Okay, let's see if we get to 650. Can we get to 650? 650. We're gonna 650. All right, here we go. 650 to 620. We have 620 with 620 to 2021. 620, 620, 21. Give me 620. We have 620, 24. Thank you so much. 620 to 24 for the man with the hat in the background. 624, 625. We're gonna 625. 625, 625, 25, 25, 37. We got 37 right here. We got 37 right here. We're gonna sell it right here. We're gonna let it go. We're gonna let it fly. Give them one. We're going 650, 637 right here. Going once. We at 654. 64. We already got it right there. Y'all crazy. Is that all I gotta do? You know what I'm saying? Is to get on. I don't even know what they call it, the auction thing that they do with the cattle. I used to be real good at it. I'm gonna start practicing it. So, like a slave. No, I'm sorry. All right. Yeah. Whenever we get the goal, we gonna say yada 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 yada. That's what we gonna say. Whenever we get with auctioneer. Whenever we get to it, when we get to the goal, we gonna say yada yada yada. All right. Okay. Let's get back to the video here. I'm sorry. Let me get to these. There's a couple more super chats. I want to make sure I stay on top of them. Thanks, Ty, for the kind words too. I appreciate it. And thanks for super chat. Phil says if that money dried up, he'd run to OnlyFans to hustle for the money. He did say he was going to start OnlyFans page. But the thing is, Phil, there's a lot that Umar could do to make legitimate money. That's the thing I don't understand. I really don't understand Umar. There's a lot that he can do to make legitimate money, and he wouldn't have to be struggling like he struggles. He's struggling. He's been struggling for years now. Umar's been homeless now for almost 6 years. That's a long time. But there's things that he could do that are legitimate outside of scamming with the schools. I'm telling you, the school scam, it ain't what it used to be. It's not. Phil, back in the day, and some of you guys, if you've been around in the Cookie Crush chat, two things. Back in the day, you guys remember there would be people flooding the Cookie Crush chat and defending Umar. I don't know, they show up sometimes, but not like back in the day. Y'all remember back in the day? It was crazy. And then the other part is that if you go like onto a YouTube page like King Kong Consciousness, which is the hub for Umar Johnson content on YouTube, especially for Umar Johnson supporters, at least back then, that they were, people are all positive. Everyone's saying stuff positive about him and blah, blah, blah. But you go over there now, whenever they post, they don't even post like they used to, but they post. And overwhelmingly, it's people going in on Umar. And a lot of those people are people who, if you go back 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, on King Kong Conscious, they was the ones that was defending Umar. The point is that the school scam is not what it used to be. But see, Umar, I think with Umar, he's so fixed on this. And he's been doing it for such a long time that he doesn't see, it's like he has blinders on. He can't see what else he could do that's legitimate to bring in the same amount of money or even more money, and he would be able to provide for himself. And then he wouldn't have to have the weight of this whole FDMG school scam on his back. That's a heavy weight. That's a heavy burden. His ego, too. His ego is like, yeah, I'm going to make it happen, even though he ain't doing shit. He should be up there right now, Elijah. He's showing himself doing some work. He ain't doing that. So there's a lot of stuff that Umar could do, but he would have to be committed to it, and he would have to be consistent. And that's the big thing that Umar doesn't have is consistency. He can't focus on any one thing for any extended period of time. And no matter what it is that you're doing in life, if you want to get proficient enough to where it can be monetized and it can be profitable, you have to be consistent. Yeah, I take my breaks, but overwhelmingly, I'm consistent. See, if I ask you, okay, well, what has Umar Johnson done that's consistent? That's I don't even know if this is a term that is monetizable. What has he done? Not the school scam, because that's not. But what has he done? Now, ask the question: what could he do where he can monetize, but he would have to be consistent to make good money? There's a lot of things he can do. That's what I'm saying. If Umar ever decided to come clean on this school scam, and then he hit me up and say, "Hey, listen, I want to make sure that not only do I get my life together, but that I'm able to make money online, and I can do it legitimately, and I don't have to be scamming and scheming and skeezing." And I would say, "Okay, are you still a skeezer? Huh? You still a male hoe?" And if he says no, and he was honest, okay, I'll help you out. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put together a plan for you. Okay, but you got to be consistent, and I'll make it as easy as possible for you, and I'll help you out. But this all assumes that Umar got his life back on track in the first place, so that he can be consistent and he can contribute something positive, as opposed to demeaning and disrespecting Black people consistently and scamming Black people out of money for a school that does not exist. Okay, we such a far way away from Umar ever getting to that point where he could be consistent and legitimate and not be scamming. But if he decided to do so, he can make legitimate money, good money online. Yeah. Thanks, Phil. 2006 GLG says, "I do realistic AI videos for a living. I'll send you one. I've been wanting to anyway, just wasn't sure how to send it." Yeah, you can email me at LenonHonor@Yahoo. You can send me a link. If you upload it, you can send me a link to LenonHonor@Yahoo.com. And I'll definitely take a look. Yeah. There's a brother that did AI, the Snow Bunny Love. I've talked with him too. I'm trying to help him to get his self set up in a situation where he can monetize and produce AI content, and not just video, but also audio. I mean, he can make especially so early on in this whole AI think it's going to be an evolving over time. It's going to be around for a very long time. So people who can get in early now, especially on social media, they can create content that's enjoyable, and it can be comedic too, entertaining. And this brother, he has a skill set. In fact, I told him that I wouldn't play, because he has the full version of Snow Bunny Love, and I told him I'm not going to play the short version until after you get yourself set up. And I gave him some pointers on what he can do in order to do that on social media. And I said, then once you get yourself set up, then I'll start playing again, and I'll send traffic over to your social media. Anyway, if you're in AI, send me a link, and I'll check it out. Definitely check it out. Next, 2006 GLG. By the way, I think that what this person did for this video right here was, this is an actual video game, but what they did was they created a character, and obviously it does look like Umar. At least it kind of looks like Umar. And then they put it in game. Some of these T-shirts too. I wish I could read some of them. Yeah, because this is an actual video game. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, 2006 GLG, for the super chat. I appreciate it. User 225 says, "Why he only doing free events if he's the most requested?" That's a good question. Umar has not been on the level that he was back in 2016, 17, 18. He hasn't been on that level since that time. In fact, what's happened in terms of, if you guys go look at his calendar, you look at his speaking engagements, there's not much there. And the trajectory of his speaking career, that's another bag that he's fumbled. See, if you spend so much time scamming and scheming with this, there's opportunity costs. Okay, you might get quick money, but there's an opportunity cost. The amount of time that Umar spends begging and tricking off money, it's a massive amount of time, but that money could be going towards legitimate things, and he could have just focused simply on doing speaking engagements and then selling books, and then he could set up a website, and then through that website, but he has to be consistent. He has to be on time. He has to keep his commitments. He just doesn't do that. But he could have set it up to where people could online, they can reach out to him through his website and they can do he wants to consult with them, that type of thing. He can sell books from there. He can sell merch from there, et cetera, et cetera. There's all kinds of things this guy could have done. But the opportunity cost, he spends so much time chasing cooch. He spends so much time traveling around the world because it feeds his ego. And that's partly to chase cooch, international cooch. He spends so much time with this FDMG school scam. He doesn't have time because the opportunity cost. He doesn't have time to do anything that's legitimate to where he's making good money. And as a consequence, the speaking engagements, that's another thing that he's dropped the bag on, because you can't be doing what he's doing with all this other stuff and then specifically focus on being a speaker. It just doesn't work that way. You know, you can focus on one thing mainly and then have satellite stuff, ancillary stuff that you're doing, but you got to be consistent in the first place with that one thing. And really what Umar should have been consistent with in the first place was the speaking engagement. But see, he scammed so many people in the Black conscious space for money, for speaking engagements. He scammed King Randall as another example. There's an organization out there in Canada that he scammed. I have a whole thing on that. I may include that inside the documentary because I interviewed those people. Send me all the receipts. I got all the receipts on that. Again, that's all opportunity cost. He burns bridges, and then now in 2025, he's not able to get booked like he used to, and he's not making the type of money that he used to make when he was getting booked back in the day. And whose fault is that? It was Umar's fault. Yeah. This guy, it's incredible. Thanks you to Javon. Lene says Mark was at FDMG fundraiser on crutches. Did you know that? I know that he was at, I think it was the block party, and he was on crutches. I had mentioned that because he had like a cast or something on one of his legs. So I think that's what you're referring to. And see, the thing is that if let me look, because I may have the video, and it may simply have been someone who was there had recorded him while he was there and then uploaded it. But I know I know I saw it. I don't know if I downloaded it or not. But let me just look look something else. And Mark Hill, FDMG block party. I don't think it's going to come up, but let me see if it populates here. Yeah, there's some videos from the block party I've never even seen. This ain't the block party, is it? They got white people up over here dancing. No, this ain't this. People playing games. Man, people be tripping. Don't be doing Umar like that. Okay, yeah, I don't see it. It's not populating, but I did see the video back in the day. I saw the video. Yeah, if I happen to run across it, I'll bring it up in a future live stream. You guys do know this though, that Mark Lamont Hill interviewed Umar. That'd be fascinating to watch. This was years ago, maybe 2 years ago. Let me see, 3 years ago. This was from 2023, October 24th of 2023. That would be interesting. It'd be worth our time to watch that. I do have a segment of it, a clip of it inside of the documentary. I thought that interview was fascinating. Okay, thanks, Lene, for the super chat. I appreciate it. I hope you're doing all right, too. Malika, how's it going? Malika says the most requesting. Yeah. See, Umar, this idea that he's the most requested scholar, he spends so much time begging people to find him venues. He's not the most requested scholar. The thing is that Umar's not even a scholar. Let me just say this. We'll get back to the video. In the Black conscious space, scholarship is basically ghetto scholarship. Very few people are actually scholars. You guys know that? Listen, I'm not saying this to be mean, but this is a statement of fact. Very few of the people in the Black conscious space who claim to be scholarly are actual scholars. See, part of scholarship is you're peer reviewed. You know, you have credentials. See, Umar, his degrees are non-functional, and he's not peer reviewed. He's not published in any peer review. He's not none of that. So in the Black conscious space, a lot of it has to do with what has been called ghetto scholarship, and somehow it gets a pass, and people pass it off as if these are true scholars. Umar's not a true scholar. He's not. So for him to say I'm the most requested scholar, he's not even a scholar in the first place. But furthermore, he's not the most requested anything because he spends most of his time begging people to find him venues. And he's been doing this for over a decade now. Real quick, Malika, I have videos. See, one of the things that Umar, he's done consistently too, is he'll hear about an event. Like, and I can pull up the receipt if you guys want me to. But like there was a young woman who was shot and there was a social justice issue, and they had like a rally for her. I can't remember where it was. I apologize. They had a rally for her, and Umar hears about it and was in her city. So he goes there, and then he posts on his Instagram page as if he's a speaker there. Sometimes he even say that he's the guest, he's the keynote. No. He just shows up, and then he finagles his way. He'll talk to people to try to see who can get him onto the stage. I have a video, get him on the stage to actually speak. And they'll give him like 4 minutes or 5 minutes. And Umar, he gets up there and he holds the microphone hostage and he runs his mouth for 20, 25, 30 minutes. And people in the back, they're looking at their clock, at their watch, they're telling him to get off, they're trying to get him off, but he keeps going and going and going. That's what he did at this event. He did the same thing with Queen Mother at her event. He wasn't even supposed to, he wasn't even supposed to get on the stage. She had to go up there and get him up off the stage. So part of what I'm getting at is that Umar, this is a fantasy that he creates. He's like a leech. He's a parasite. He'll see that there is an event taking place. Same thing with down in, I think it was down in Florida, the young brother that had slammed the teacher down and started, I was going to say bombing on her, stealing on her, but punching her in the face because she took his little, I don't know if it was a Nintendo Wii or whatever it was, and took it away from him. Well, what Umar, when all that starts, they have a court case. Umar goes down there, but it's not that he's part of the actual proceedings or that he's part of anything. He sits his big ass inside of the courtroom as if he's a part of it. And then he takes pictures with the brother's mama. He was adopted. The mama's white. So that's the kind of shit that Umar does. So it makes it appear as if he's like this community activist, but no, he's just a parasite that leeches onto this shit. And he'll just show up. He tries to get some attention. He tries to get interviewed because in that case, in this one incident, they have the news that were talking to Umar for what? He's such a clout chaser. Anyway, he's not the most requested. He's not a scholar, and he's not the most requested either. Okay, he's a parasite. He's a leech. Thank you, Malika, for the super chat. Shay says, here's the rest of my grit money for the year. Not the grit money. Y'all don't do that. No, hold on to that grit money. I know you actually do something productive and honest with it. Okay, I appreciate that. Yeah, listen, thank you guys for all of the support. This year has been my most successful by far year on YouTube. And that's why I always take time to thank people. But I just want to say that I don't take any of it for granted. And I'm not out here, taking money and buying expensive clothes or expensive cars or tricking it off, with prostitutes, or turning the heat down. None of that. Okay, I don't live a life like that. Okay, so I want to thank everyone for all of your support. I do appreciate it, and I look at YouTube as a part-time job. I make good money on YouTube, and I'm thankful for it. So thank you guys, everyone who's been supportive. If you're a member, thank you for that, because that definitely supports huge support right there. And super chats and everything else, I really do appreciate it. I do not take it for granted, but not the grit money. You need the grits. All right, thank you, Shay. By the way, for Umar, that just goes to show you what Umar's focus is. It's not about uplifting Black people or helping Black people. He can care less. His goal is to exploit Black people. And if you can fix your mouth to say something like, send me your grit money. I've heard him say, send me your Christmas money. Well, mainly most time when people got money for Christmas, they buying gifts for other people, not for themselves. What are you talking about? Gifts for their kids, family members, and they want to send it to you for what? You bum? When the last time you heard Umar say, for Christmas, I'm putting together this toy drive so that I can get these gifts to these children in Wilmington. For Thanksgiving, we're going to put together a food drive, so we can food so we can make sure these people up in here, over here in Wilmington or in Philadelphia, they got food to eat. He's a taker. He's not a giver. All he do is take. And he said it recently, gimme, you big ass baby. Y'all remember he said that? If you can find a school, you know how he started sniffing and blinking and shit. If you can find a school that's under 500,000 family, gimme. What the fuck? You 51 years old talking about gimme. big old baby. All right, sound like a toddler. Okay, thanks, Shay. I'm sorry for going off, but man. Rocky Desaki says, Cookie Chat understands the assignment. Hold you hostage with super chats. yeah, that happens. That happens a lot too. You make more in super chats than Umar does donations. Hashtag Umar the struggle streamer. Yeah. I make more money on YouTube legitimately than Umar does scamming. People really think about that. That's crazy. And then the opportunity cost. I mean, this one thing I don't think Umar realizes. I don't think he realizes that every time he does, he gets online, he's lying about stuff. Lenon hacked his bank account. Lenon hacked his bank account. Sabotage the Cookie Crush chat, sabotage me, and all this other stuff. All of that is time and energy that could be going towards doing something productive, and it's wasted. Let me put this another way. If Umar spent half of the amount of time that he has talking shit online, if he spent half of that time working on FDMG, them shits would have been done by now. Well, some people are like, well, what do you mean? Well, no, think about this. What he's had these trap bandos is getting close to 7 years, over 6.5 years. Look at all the videos of Umar traveling all the time. Look at all the time he's traveled. Let's throw that in there too. If he took half of the time that he spent traveling around the world, running his mount, crushing cookies, eating good, living in out hotel, motels, turning the heat down, talking shit online. If he spent half of that time working on these trap bandos over the last 6.5 years, these shits would have been done by now. But that's Umar. He doesn't think it's about quick money. It's not about providing. See, the other thing, here, one last point, okay, Rocky. Umar's entertaining. I'm good at it too. I'm good, but I don't hold account to Umar. Umar is entertaining. He can entertain his ass off. But he spends so much time mad and angry. Most people don't want to hear that. That's like YouTube page. I see there's YouTube page. All they do is complain and shit. Don't nobody want to watch that. I mean, they're gonna watch it for a while, but after a while, like all you do is complain. Don't nobody want to hear that. Where's the entertainment value? Where's the engagement? But see, Umar, he could really do that. But see, what does he do? He gets all upset. He gets to huffing and puffing and getting upset and yelling and start going in on his people, his own followers, his donors, and everything. He don't even realize it. I mean, he's so entertaining and he's funny. He's hilarious. And if he ever had enough sense to monetize that, he wouldn't have to be out here scamming. It's just not even necessary. Anyway. Thanks, Rocky Desaki. And thanks for being a member for Morph. Jam says FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. Hashtag Mango. Yeah, people have been liking that song recently. I don't know why. Well, it's no different than what it was before. At some point, I'm making a commitment too, because I in addition to getting a new computer, I got all my audio equipment set up. I got my a MIDI controller over here, and then I got my near-field monitor speakers over here. They're really good too. And I got my audio interface right here. I'm gonna actually do a real version. I don't mean to say real version, but a real professional version of FDMG is coming. Okay. So I will be doing that at some point. It's just I got all the equipment out. Now I got my computer set up. I'm ready to go. Thanks, Jack, for the super chat. Shani says, I often have wondered if the reason he no longer works with kids in the school system is if he's been barred from doing so. It makes little sense to waste the investment in a doctorate like that. Yeah, Umar has hundreds of thousands I'm sure of it, hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loan debt. Again, he was pursuing degrees for roughly 20 years. That's a long time. And I have a video where he talks about how he doesn't want to take out any more loans because he was thinking about going to law school. So he was telling his followers that they're going to have to pay for him to go to law school. I kid you not. Okay. So Umar's not the type of person to be paying bills. He has a history of being irresponsible financially. Even more recently with the city of Wilmington, this is an outgrowth of him not paying basic bills and letting them accumulate for over 6 years. You think he's worried about paying off his student loan debt? He got tax liens too, by the way, for money that he collected under FDMG under the first EIN number, but he was reporting how much he was making to the IRS for 3 successive years. I think it's 3 successive years. Yeah, 3. It may be 4. Okay, don't quote me on that. And so they revoked his tax exempt status. So what happens is all the money that he collected during that time period is considered to be personal income, and he did whatever he wanted to with that money. A lot of people don't understand that. That's deep in and of itself. Because when I say $1.6 million, I'm not talking about that money with that other EIN number, because all that's his personal income. I want people to really think about that. That's what I'm saying. This guy, he's collected close. It's got to be closer to $3 million by now. 2.6, 2.7. I've been saying that for about a year, a little over a year. He's got to be closer to $3 million by now. He ain't going to tell people that, though. He's not going to talk about that first EIN number and how much money he raised with that. There's no record of that, but I do have record of him saying how much he was raising during that time. Umar actually stated that he had raised $500,000 in a year and a half early on. Okay, well, how much money y'all think he's since 2014? We're talking 11 years later. How much money y'all think he's raised over the last 11 years? Anyway, well, part of what I'm getting at is that Umar, even though he's collected all this money, he doesn't pay basic bills. Listen, if he can't even pay his rent in 2019, he gets evicted, and it wasn't a lot of money. Why would y'all think why would anyone think that somehow he was paying on his student loan debt? Massive. Okay, going all the way back to 1992. All right, so I'm saying this to say that the investment that he made in terms of going through the vicissitudes to get to the point where he can get a side D, and then all of it being non-functional at this point, there's different reasons. And yeah, one of the reasons is because of Umar. He's erratic, his mental health. Also, Umar, in terms of his personality disorder, how he operates, because he's told stories. I've talked to people offline, too, that were dealing with Umar back in the day when he was in the Philadelphia school district and when he was in the charter school system, in particular the comparative charter school. He was a rebel rouser. He always caused problems. And there was litigation associated with the type of shady shit he was doing back then. So they ended up firing his ass. A lot of people don't know about that dealing with Umar. Okay, that's in the charter school system. Prior to that, he was in the public school system in Philadelphia, and he was causing problems there too. That's why even today, if Umar stopped all of this madness and he tried to apply for a position in the Philadelphia school district, they wouldn't hire his ass because his reputation precedes him. So he's been a problem for a very long time, So, what Umar, what he tends to do anyway is he burns bridges. You can look at it in the Black conscious space. We can run down a whole list of people that he was cool with, and he burns bridges, and then he gets cool with someone else. He burns bridges. He gets cool with someone else. He burns bridges. This has been going on for over a decade now, almost 2 decades in point of fact. Well, guess what? He did the same thing when he was in college. Did you guys know they kicked him out of PCOM? A lot of people don't know that about Umar. They kicked him out of PCOM, and then when he gets back in, they didn't want to give him this ID. But what does he do? He threatens them. And he talks about this, I'm going to take it to the news, and it's going to be all over the news, and it's racist and blah, blah. And they say, okay, shit, let's get him up out of here. Let's give him this shit. Let's get him up out of here. But they did a huge disservice to the Black community when they did that. See, but he burns bridges. Well, same thing. If you guys go back in time, you look at Umar's timeline when we talk about Umar in the public school system, burned bridges. When the school psychologist, burn bridges. Then what he has to do is he has to retreat. And he basically see, okay, let me start inside of the charter school system now. And he did that for a while until he fell off there and caused all types of problems, litigation and shit. And then by the time we get to 2010, 2011, he gives up his career as a quote unquote school psychologist, and he starts working, not even working, but he starts getting into the Black conscious space as a speaker and as a vendor. That's where Sonetta comes into the equation, right? That's when Brother Dawa comes into the equation. Rest in peace. And so basically since 2011 to 2025, for the last 14 years, Umar been living off the people and getting high off the people. That's what he said. He said that. Who says that shit? Even if you're doing that, why would you even say that? Well, because he was high. Okay. Allegedly. ain't no alleged. He was high. Anyway, So yeah, he does not work. See, and another way to look at this, for Umar to work with kids, it would have to be in a controlled environment, and in this case, it would have to be not as Umar as being the quote unquote headmaster or the principal as he talks, right? But I'm talking about Umar where he's being monitored heavily, right? And there's protocols in place. Umar would be in a school setting, but he would not be the superior. He would be the inferior. What I mean by that, within the hierarchy, and they would have to monitor him and make sure he's doing the right thing and so forth and so on. But Umar, he wouldn't even be in a position to be employed because his reputation precedes him, especially in the school district of Philadelphia. Right? Okay, thanks, Shani, for the super chat. Miranda says he's really a funny dude and definitely could make a bank by monetizing. He is really entertaining. He absolutely. And I've given examples of things that he could do, but there's all types of things. But he has tunnel vision, and his focus has been on the FDMG school scam, but at the expense of a whole lot of other things that he could have done that could have been way more profitable for him. And he would have his own place. By the way, this comes to mind, Miranda, because I was talking about with the Umar Johnson timeline. When Umar makes a decision to give up his career as a school psychologist, and then he wants to be this great Black leader in the Black conscious space, that's when Umar starts to have even more financial problems, wherein he couldn't even pay rent, which makes sense because he's not working consistently anymore. And that's why he gets they start the process of eviction in 2010, but he was able to resolve that particular issue. Well, that coincides with Umar giving up his career as a school psychologist and making money, legitimate money. And then after that, it's just scam-a-rama time. He was already doing crazy shit anyway, but it's just one scam after another. The shockumentary, we're going to have an after-school program. I can pull up receipts on all this shit. An after-school program, and we want Black men to, there's going to be a daycare program, all kind of crazy shit was coming up back then. And then the school going to open, he said in 2010, the school's going to open September 11, 2013. Just scamming and scamming. He's been on a scam-a-rama ever since. And it's just a waste of time. I don't mean to belabor this, but it's such a waste of time and energy. And he could have been focusing that energy and on that time and doing legitimate things and making good money. And then in particular on social media, this guy, he could have been a multi-millionaire by now. Easy. Thanks, Miranda. Chatham, it might be Chatham. Poor Umar and his self-inflicted allergies. Yeah, I remember when I first, when I started to talk more consistently about Umar and all this sniffing and stuff, there was someone who was like, well, there are people who have allergies year round. I said, come on, you guys, you got to stop this. See, I've done the research. And what I mean by this is I can go back in time and we can look at videos from back in the day. Umar wasn't doing all this sniffing and playing with his nose. He wasn't doing that back then. When it really got bad? And it was bad already, but you guys see at a certain point he starts doing it. It gets bad, but I know when it really got bad? 2019 going into 2020. Why? Because you got to have money so it can get worse, right? So that you can get that thing so that it gets worse over time. Well, what happened in 2019? Well, Umar, he acquires his abandoned buildings in Wilmington, Delaware. And the money started flooding in donations. And I told people that was going to happen back then, hit the one, a long time ago, because people got excited and they started to believe in Umar again. Because a lot of people, they fell off because they able to talk 2014, 2015, 2016. And he just kept coming up with excuse after, really going all the way back to 2010, started coming up with excuse after excuse. But that 2019 hit, boom, that money started. It was an avalanche of money, cash infusion. And so what does Umar do? I have all the video evidence of this. And so by the time you get towards the end of 2019, Umar, I can pull up a video right now and show it to you guys. And then 2020, this guy looks so smoked out. Damn. And this went on for some time. 2020, 2021, 2022. But then here we go. People say, wait a minute, where's the school at? 2023, where's the school at? 2024, the money started going less and less. He did come up off 200,000 one of these years, but last year he said he only collected $80,000. But when it really got bad was 2019, towards the end of 2019 and getting into 2020. Rough, real rough for Umar. I can pull up an example and show you guys. But there's people who said, no, he has allergies. No, you don't make excuses, because I can go back and I can show you videos with Umar. He wasn't sniffing and he wasn't doing all that. It wasn't until that money started coming in after 2014, the more and more it came in, the more and more Umar began to indulge. See? Thank you, Chatham G. A lady says, you sang me a song, a lady, years ago. Yeah, I did. I can't remember that song though. Was it one that I just came up, or was I think I might have been singing Lady. Da, na, 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 na. It was a Lionel Richie song. Maybe that's what I was. I can't remember. Yeah, I come up with melodies real easy inside my mind. Sometimes they pop up in my mind throughout the day. I got to set it off. Thanks, a lady, for the super chat. I remember that though. That was a long time ago. Rocky Desaki says, I think it's time for some Cookie Crush chat merch. Hit the people been saying that, but I don't want to be greedy. That's the thing. I don't want to be greedy, and I've been so blessed. And I don't want to take advantage. People been asking for a long time. It's like even before I monetized here, people kept saying, "Well, get monetized so we can send you a little something on here." I was like, "No, I don't want to do it." People kept asking me, and then Brother Marion, rest in peace. He talked to me. He was like, "No, you should do it. The people that are enjoying the show, and you put in a lot of time, you put in a lot of research and energy into this. You should make some money off of it." And then after a while, I said, "Okay, I'll go ahead." And I remember. I think I put my PayPal and then CashApp started, and at a certain point I put CashApp, and then I can't remember the order, but then Super Chats started too, and then monetization here on YouTube. But it's been a process. But the merch would be the next level. I just don't want to come off as if I'm being greedy, And I could legitimately do it, and I would get me some mugs too, and I'll be sitting up here drinking. I see the way I drink is during the warmer months. I'll have like juices and stuff like that, smoothies and drinks like that. But then when it starts to get cold, that's when I have my tea. So I got to have my tea mug. I don't know. I'll think about it. Okay, I'll think about it. And I've been thinking about it. Thank you, Rocky Desaki. Okay, we got to get going here, everybody. I've been running my mouth. FDMG Doors. Here we go. This is your annual reminder, LenonHonor. I'm new. I was the Doors. Marvin Sapp was talking about closing. Now I'm at FDMG. Yeah. Floors and doors. Umar hasn't updated people. Maybe he will in this video, but he's been talking about floors and doors now for years. It doesn't take that long to do floors and doors. He's a con man. All we got to do is floors and doors, and we got to get that classroom rekeyed. And he keeps going and going and going, and then it's one excuse after another, and it's still not done, even though he said the renovations were done in 2023. Okay, thank you for the reminder, FDMG Doors and floors. Okay, we got to get going here. Let's get going. Let's get back to the main video. Here we go. And thanks everyone for the super chat. I appreciate it.
Criminalize marijuana. Livingstone College, send the invitation. Livingstone College, you want me there? Send the invitation. Prince of Pan Africanism at gmail.com. We spell Africa with a K. Make sure you spell Africa with a K.
Because that's so
Prince
important.
of Pan Africanism at gmail.com. But I saw them laughing at us, hoping the school would be lost. I never thought when I started the FDMG campaign.
Here we go. He got to always play the victim.
I never thought when I started the FDMG campaign that black
Nurse
people
Alexa,
would try to make fun of our setbacks and shortcomings. I never knew that.
Umar, cut it out, cry baby.
But guess what? I don't care.
Yes, you do. That's why
I'm going to keep on pushing. Because my ancestors
cut it out.
Deserve better. Our children deserve better. Those who are proud.
Listen, Umar, your fake school is not going to help your ancestors, okay? Cut it out.
to be members of the Black African race.
And while you live streaming inside a rental car.
My work is only to proud members of the Black African race. I don't know why we got anti-Africans worrying about FDMG. FDMG ain't for you or your kids. Let me say that again. Anti-Africans, FDMG ain't for you or your kids. You ain't from Africa. FDMG ain't for you or your kids. Send them to the white man's school.
The white man's school.
FDMG is for the children of proud members. FDMG is for the children of proud members of the Black African race.
Okay, there is no FDMG though. Okay, not one black child's been educated. It's ridiculous.
This is not for pretendians.
No, it's true though. I've said that too in the past. FDMG is a money pit. It really is.
This is not for indigenous Negroes who didn't come from Africa. This is not for none of
FDMG ain't for nobody. You right
this
about
is not
that
for
though.
Asiatics.
What's up, East B?
This is for proud members of the
see how divisive he is? Burning bridges.
The Black African race. If you are not a proud member of the Black African race, nothing I do is for you. Nothing.
Yeah, you right
so
about that.
why are you speaking on me?
Yeah, I just have to. Thanks, Andrea. This is huge. His daughter deserves better. FDMG isn't for any children. Remember, I was talking about opportunity costs. Where are Umar's? What are his priorities? See, if he's spending time, see, even him doing this live stream right here, whining and shit, that's time that he could be putting towards helping his daughter and get her out the streets. I don't even want to speak on this on the daughter. I've tried my best. Even when this really was a huge topic, I made sure to blur her face, even though she was all over social media. Okay, but this for Umar to be doing every time he posts on social media, that's an opportunity cost because that's time that he could be putting in to figure out what he can do to help his daughter right now, and not even just right now, but over the last many months. Again, he's been a deadbeat, he's been an absentee. But since she came out and exposed him as a deadbeat earlier this year, I know, Umar, how he is, he felt as if he was being attacked. But if he was a true man and a true father, a father who loved his child, he would have set all that aside and said, let me look at this as an opportunity to get back into my daughter's life. And then let me tell y'all, explain something real quick to y'all. Umar Johnson's daughter would not be where she's at if it wasn't. I'm talking about right now. I'm gonna be real quick on this. She wouldn't be out here like she is right now, homeless, if it wasn't for Umar. And I'm not talking about Umar being absent in her life for all of those years, for decades. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about what Umar did when she came out and exposed him as a deadbeat, which I've been telling people for years. What does Umar do? He goes in on her and he tells his followers to start to go in on her on her social media and to DM her and stuff. And that's precisely what they did. She wasn't prepared for that. And her mental health suffered as a consequence. She actually talked about this, that was the first time that she was admitted because of what was transpiring online. And I'm telling you guys, it was because of what Umar did. And he knew what he was doing because he does that with everybody else. He tried to do that shit with me. Homeboy, punk. I will not be punked by any man. I'll punk the punks and I'll bully the bully. That's what I do. But he does that to his own daughter. That's sick. Anyway, thanks for saying it, Andrea. He's a disturbed individual. Here we go.
Me, I don't speak on y'all. I know why. Because I'm the most relevant thing in Black consciousness. I am the center. I am the sun. I am the Leo sun around which everyone and everything else must revolve. That's why my name is always in somebody's mouth. They got videos out said I was arrested by the FBI.
Umar, be quiet. The reason why people talk about you is because you're a clown and a con artist. Anyway,
there are YouTube videos out put out by struggle streamers.
Here we go.
You got videos on YouTube talking about.
Yeah. What's up, Domo?
I was arrested by the FBI. Brothers and sisters, did y'all hear that?
He is, Bree. He crazy.
Let me see what they got. Where is it at?
Here he go. He looking for it.
Dr. Umar speaks about everything but
did.
FDMG.
Mm-hmm. You see, don't do that. Don't you do that.
And then you got some coons who be going to the school hating.
Yeah, see, he talking about the brother that I should pull it up and play it for you all. East, but we got to finish this video tonight, and then we got to finish the other one. It's like 3 minutes long. But between Eastby and Ad Avis, if you going in, I'll be feeling bad for Umar. What's up?
Somebody said a decade of talk, but no school. What have they done for the African race? Have you saved a whole generation from special ed? Have you saved a whole generation of children from psychiatric drugs? Have you saved a whole generation from juvenile detention, juvenile probation? What have you done for the black African race? Because there's no black man in this country. There's no.
Look at Pablo Weaver says, we as blacks, don't include me. Because if you think like this, I ain't got nothing to do with you. Okay? I ain't got nothing to do with Umar either. So don't, if you want to follow around Umar's skirt and make the excuses for a grown-ass man living in mama closet and scam black people out of $1.6 million since 2019, you can go ahead and have at it. But don't include me in it. Don't say we as black. I don't want to hear this we. That's you and Umar then. So we as blacks have to stop taking each other down. I think they're trying to say, like, because this is one of the primary excuses that Umar Johnson followers use. You're trying to tear another black man down. So what if he failed? At least he tried. Y'all are stupid, seriously. No, I think you actually lack intelligence. I think you're young and you just don't know no better. You don't have wisdom. That's all. You don't know 1% of what I know about Umar. I already can tell. Okay. So if you want to run around Umar's skirt, behind his skirt, someone who don't take care of his kids and scam black people, out of my best estimate is $2.6 million. If you want to make excuses for him, you go right on ahead. That's on you. Ain't got nothing to do with me. See? And it's interesting because when people say things like, you look stupid, okay, I guarantee you can't fuck with me intellectually. You want to come on right now and challenge me intellectually? You let me know. I guarantee it. Just how you write, I can already tell. You're young. You're impressionable. You lack wisdom. You definitely lack discernment. I'm just hipping you to the game, young man. See? You don't know no better. That's why you follow behind Umar. See? Umar's not the one to be following around behind. He's a clown. He don't even take care of his kids. But y'all sure will make excuses for him. Okay, I'm not going in on you either. I'm just using this as an opportunity to teach an important lesson. So it's one of the problems with Umar, why he's so dangerous, because he will influence young men, young black men in particular, into believing in his own delusion. It's a shared delusion. We as blacks, I don't want to hear that shit. Because if you included Umar, I ain't got nothing to do with that. See, Umar's a deadbeat. Don't put me in that shit. Umar he's out here sexually exploiting black women. Don't put me in. It's not we. See, Umar has never been in a long-standing relationship with a woman. He's out here running through them and taking them draws. We, as black people, he ain't got shit to do with me. And the truth be told, if you think that he has something to do with you, son, you got a problem. Okay. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, what's gonna happen as you get older and you get wiser and you start to think more critically and you have wisdom, you'll see the truth. And you're going to reflect back, yeah, I remember that old man with that gray beard, the goatee. He was talking shit, but you know what? He was right. He was trying to hit me to the game like a father would do his own son. But I know one damn thing, Umar wouldn't do that for you. So get on your Cash App, get on your PayPal, and run them. All right. Okay, let's get back to the video. Here we go.
Black man in this country or black woman who has saved more black kids from school to prison than Dr. Umar in the 21st century. I'm going to say it again. Put FDMG to the side. I'm going to say it again. Who has saved more black children in the 21st century from the school to prison pipeline than the Prince of Pan Africanism?
And from what, his mama closet? He's doing all this inside of a rental car, family. That's incredible. All right.
Keep my name out your mouth.
Poor Umar. Don't be mad.
Keep my name out your mouth. Let me see. Dr. Umar is doomed.
Dang, they're going
Dr.
in on
Umar tragedy.
Oh, don't do that.
What else we got?
Poor Umar. He's so upset. Look how mad he is.
What else we got? Dr. Umar OnlyFans. First of all, I was going to put content on OnlyFans, not no sexual content. And when I registered for OnlyFans, that was like 7-8 years ago. They talked about
it wasn't 7 or 8 years ago, Umar. It was closer to 4. Could it have been 5? No. It could have been 5. It was closer to 4 years ago. Anyway.
About the date with the doctor. That's for the school. The date with the doctor is to raise money for the school. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Somebody said, what else they got? Dr. Umar is finished. I can't tell. Dr. Umar, the conscious pimp. I can't tell.
Damn, they've been going in on him. Poor Umar.
City of Wilmington responds to Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar exposed. There will be no school. Dr. Umar and his cult members. Anybody who supports me is a cult member.
He's really upset.
Shout out to Eat with Philly Phil. Shout out to Eat with Philly Phil.
Yeah, what's up, Silent Nappy?
Shout out to Eat with Philly.
He really is. He's yelling in the car like a junkie. It's so true though. You know, because he can't do it in the mama closet anymore. He can't do it at the school, the bandos. Is poor Pablo still here? Someone said Pablo's in here trolling. I haven't seen nothing. I don't know. Poor Pablo, probably Umar. Anyway, let's go.
Phil and all the other loyal Dr. Umar Ifatunde supporters out there. Shout out to the Afro Latinos who love Dr. Umar.
Afro Latinos, huh?
FAMU, you know I'm coming back for Black Psychology Conference. I had to cancel last time, but I'll be there this time, God willing.
Mm-hmm.
Let me block this idiot. You ain't never.
Poor Umar. Kadar says, what did he try? He paid for the school for the long con. He has done nothing but talk. Umar doesn't even have a professional website for feedback. Yeah. Umar did have a website that was related to the school scam. I should pull it up because I have the receipts on it, the screenshots and stuff. But it wasn't called FDMG. It was Umar Johnson School or some shit like that. He had to put his name on it. And it wasn't really functional. Just it had some images, and then it had a donation button. I think it was PayPal back then. But that was it. And then this defunct. It no longer exists. But he's never had an FDMG website. And that in and of itself, to any rational thinking person in the age of social media and the importance of having an imprint online, and it could have just been a landing page to start, but a website is the most important thing that you can do just to start. That's the most important thing you can do. Umar hasn't done that. And he conceptualized this in 2004, and he says in 2010 that the school was going to open in September of 2013. Well, he should have had a website back in 2010. And here we are in 2025. He still doesn't have a website. He doesn't have an FDMG website. That's crazy. See, so that's what I mean by people who make excuses for Umar. That alone, to any rational thinking person, that should be more than enough for them to realize. Again, you have to have discernment and critical thinking skills that Umar is not serious about opening up a school. That's the truth be told. That should be the first thing outside of planning. That should be the first thing that is how should I say this? That's forward facing to the public. before anything else is the website. That's the first thing. But Umar didn't do that. And I already talked about what he could have done on there. And he could have raised millions of dollars just on the website alone. And he could have framed the website in such a way to where it's a portal to disseminate information and do it consistently. And then the outreach is there, but then also for people to donate on directly too. Yeah, it just goes to say he's not serious. He's not serious about opening up school. He was never serious about opening up school. And here we are in 2025. He still didn't have a website. There's no FDMG website. I can build a website on Wix for Umar in about a day or two. A day or two. That's it. But you know, he can't even do that after, again, 2010. He said it was going to open in 2013. So after 15 years, he can't do that. It's crazy. Thanks, Kadar, for the super chat. Okay, here we go.
See me kissing no man. That's a damn lie. You getting blocked.
What in the world?
Jewish Africans. Never heard of that. I don't even respond to the pretendians anymore. Until they take a DNA test, can't nobody tell me they know pretendian anyway. Until I see a DNA test. Howard University, they keep blocking me, Howard University. Howard University and Morehouse College, they keep on blocking me. I don't know if it's the pretendians at your college. I don't know if it's the Rainbow Gang at your college. I don't know if it's the jealous black bourgeoisie scholars at your college.
I did.
But Morehouse College and Howard University, there's a conspiracy against Dr. Umar.
Here we go.
Breakfast interview. I told Charlemagne I'm not pulling up until the school is done. Charlemagne, I texted him the other day. What? I'm not coming back to the Breakfast Club until I can say school finished. Until I can say school finished, I'm.
That sounds more like he's scared to go on there because they'll probably bring up all this other stuff that he's been exposed since the last time he was on. That's really what this is. Hit the one. You know, the baby mom, him going in on the baby mama, him going in on his daughter, you know, his daughter coming out and exposing him as a deadbeat. Lene, the whole situation with Umar's mother. I mean, all of this stuff. FDMG too. I mean, what's going on? Because he's been on there for years now saying that he's almost done. That's what I think.
Not coming back to the Breakfast Club.
You know, let me. I'm going to see something because I'm going to adjust the lighting here just a little bit, just to see. Because I'll be right
I was supposed to be there last month. No more Breakfast Club until I can say school finished. The next time you see me with a Breakfast Club date, the school will be finished.
Here we go.
I got white fans. Shout out to my white fans. Shout out to my Asian fans. Shout out to my East Indian fans.
White fans.
Shout out to my Arab fans, my Latino fans. I got fans of every race. I have fans of every race, but only black people can be supporters.
I was trying to adjust my lighting to see the difference.
I have fans of every race, but only black people can be supporters. Why? Because nobody of another race is going to help us liberate ourselves.
That's ridiculous. By the way, we have 1,700 people. Wow. Thank you guys so much. Hope you're enjoying the show. I normally don't live stream on Friday. I took the day off this month. I may take tomorrow off too. No, I ain't going to take tomorrow. Wait a minute. Tomorrow's Saturday. What am I talking about? Here we go.
So there's no such thing as a white supporter of Dr. Umar.
By the way, we have should Umar, the poll question, should Umar Johnson be mad at his critics? 1,764 votes. 85% said no. Only 15% said yes. He's very upset. Here we go.
There's no such thing as a Chinese supporter. There's Chinese fans. There's no such thing as an Arab supporter. No, Arab fans. They can't support because nobody else is going to do the work of African racial liberation except us. Sweden. I'll be pulling up in Sweden. Where my Kenyan Africans? I'll see y'all in January. I'm going to see Kenya and where Brazil at? Brazil. I will see you.
He always yelling. He everywhere except that he's a bandos.
You for the Zumbi de Palmades. Where my Brazilian Africans at? This is Brazil. I will see y'all in November.
Stop yelling in the car. We got 834 votes. Let's see. Likes. Let's see if we can get to 900. Okay, here we go.
All Brazilian Africans, the Prince of Pan Africanism is coming in November. I am returning to South America, the only black scholar in the world invited to speak on every continent multiple times. I hold that record. I might be the only one in history. I might be the only one in history. Look at these disgusting ass.
Dang, he's really upset. Why is he so mad? I think he just was harboring all this for weeks. A lady sent me this was from earlier, but you sent me this before, I think. I thought it was you. See, so let me click on this one real quick. Oh no, what is this? Oh, this is crazy. I can't play this, but man, this is, when is this from? It says 3 months ago. It says Mark Lamont Hill interview, and Mark Lamont Hill is saying that he walked in on Dr. Malachi Z. York and seen 2 little boys in his bed. Okay, we're gonna leave it. Oh my goodness. But a lady also sent me a screenshot. So it looks like Mark Lamont Hill, he's involved in an investment seminar. It's an investment seminar, August 22nd through the 24th. So I guess that was about a month ago. Invest Fest 2025 is $5,000 to attend, and it says from $242.43 a month, or 0 APR with the what? Oh, I see what's going on. Okay, I see. Man, this is wild. Anyway.
Sick. That is absolutely sick for a man to get on another man's feed and make them kind of comments. You got a demon possession over you. You are possessed by a demon. Zesty demon. Zesty demon possession. Ladies, be careful with these brothers. Sisters, be careful with these brothers, because a lot of these black men are under zesty demon possession. Please be careful, sisters. Please be careful, sisters. Don't you let anybody in your sugar box. Don't you be giving out your peach cobbler unless you sure you know who you dealing with. Don't you be giving up your honeycomb hideout, sisters.
Remember we were talking about this yesterday? Here we go. Man, this guy, he's something else. Talking like this, like a bum. Anyway. Texas Diva gifted 5 Lenon. Thank you so much. Gifted 5 LenonHonor memberships. Thank you so much, Texas Diva. I hope you're doing all right. I appreciate it. And if you receive those memberships, make sure you thank Texas Diva. You guys are awesome. All y'all. Thank you so much. Very gracious of you. And I appreciate it as well. Okay. Make sure you thank her. Everyone in the Cook chat, thank her. And then Morris, how's about Morris says he is scared to go on the Breakfast Club because they're going to ask him tough questions. Also, one of the hosts, Jess, is in an interracial relationship. I didn't know that. She is not going to be polite. Also, start that T-shirt line. You would say that, would you? Yeah, I could do it. I'll think more on it. I'll think more on it. I could do it because you can you can embed it inside of YouTube. I don't know. I'll think more on it. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that Jess was in an interracial relationship. I didn't know that. I know she had a baby recently. So congratulations to her. The thing is, I don't know. You guys may know. I don't think Umar's been on there since she became a host, right? I could be wrong about that. Yeah, I don't think so, because I don't remember. The last time I remember Umar was on the Breakfast Club, it was just him, DJ Envy, and Charlemagne, if memory serves me correct. I could be wrong about that. Yeah, so I don't know. If she was there, she might ask some critical questions. There's also that other young lady. She's really talented too. She may ask some critical questions too. There's no telling. But I find it very interesting that Umar is saying that it may be they didn't want him on, but if he's saying that he's the one that decided not to go on there, it could be that he's afraid that they're going to ask him some critical questions. Because historically speaking, that's where he's been able to get a lot of money. Donations come in the cash infusion by going on that show historically. So it looks like the last time he was on here, let me see. No, she was on there because she's right here. Well, at least I don't think she was actually there for the interview. Let me see. Yeah, she has a nice nose too. Really nice nose. Let me see here. Yeah, it's just, yeah, she's not there for the interview, but they had hired her on by this time. This was July 10th of 2024. I believe this was the last time he was on there. So yeah, there's no other host. It's just DJ Envy. At least I'm not seeing anyone. It's just DJ Envy and Charlemagne. Yeah, so I mean that could be part of it. I mean, Umar's had a very rough year, and maybe he's just afraid that they're going to call him out, particularly about his daughter and about Lene and his mama's living situation and the school too, because he's been lying about the school on there for almost close to a decade now. Okay, thanks, more threads. I appreciate the super chat. Okay, they get caught up on everyone. Okay, and then Kadar says, return to your mother's house with a cleaning crew. All of this globe trotting, and you have potatoes and pickles on the floor. I don't know if there's any pickles, but there are potatoes. Literally, I'm not making it up. There's potatoes, a sack of potatoes in Mama closet. This is another example of what we were talking about earlier in terms of Umar and opportunity cost. All of this, just bumping gums, just come out and going crazy inside of a rental car. He could really be at home. I shouldn't even say it that way. Be at his mama's house cleaning up, clean shit up, go clean shit up. That's the thing about Umar. He does so many things that are just non-functional and doesn't move his life forward. And it's really, in the bigger scheme of things, it's just irrelevant shit. It's like he's distracted by all these other things as opposed to handling the real business that needs to be handled. See, I like to think that with everything that happened with Lene and her exposing Umar the way that she did, that Umar would have figured it out that at the very least he needs to get that situation in order, and that should be his focus. But he's never focused on the right things. He's always focused on the wrong things. I mean, if you're sitting in a dark in a rental car, you're focused on the wrong things. If you're even complaining about your critics, you're focused on the wrong things. If you're talking about the honeycomb hideout, here we go. I told y'all, you're focused on the wrong things. So there's a lot that Umar could be doing to get himself right and put himself in a better position. But he's wasted so much time. Someone said, I can't remember what the term was. He's the ultimate time waster or something like that. It's true. But that's time that he could be using to do stuff to benefit his mama, benefit himself too. Thanks, Kadar. Okay, let's get to it. We're going to wind this particular video down. We're getting close to the end, and there's another video that's only about 3 minutes long. And then I also have Umar when he was confronted by a brother from Chicago. I have that lined up too. We'll get to that too today. Here we go.
Don't you be let nobody shine them Cinnabons unless you know what you're dealing with, because there's a zesty demon in the black community. There is a demon going around snatching masculinity from black males. There is a demon in the black community going around snatching bedroom masculinity away from black males. Sisters, be careful. If he screams louder than you, please run. Sister, if he screams in the bed louder than you, get your shit and run.
I don't even know what he's talking about. I don't even know how he got to this. What happened? Let's keep going. What's up, Eric from tech support?
If you ever catch him twerking in the mirror, if you ever catch your man looking at his ass twerking in the mirror, get your shit and run, black.
Why are you talking like this? Well, why are you even imagining this and coming up with these scenarios, homeboy? You don't think that's weird?
Woman.
I don't know,
All
Sonia.
alpha males going to have 2 wives because we got to take care of the sisters who are losing out because of the Zest Fest in the Rainbow Gang.
I don't know what's wrong with this. He's weird. No,
Black parents, if you ever need to reach me, black parents, if you ever need to reach me, black parents, if you ever need to reach me, text me for a consultation. Make sure you have your
Yeah, see, Umar, he's right on to the next topic. All right.
paperwork. 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. Stop worrying about my daughter. She's none of your business. 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858.
Swagonito, don't do that.
2 o'clock today, Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, that's y'all's principle.
Alumni Hall, 1020 Locust Street, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Center City. We must decriminalize marijuana.
Alpha Zesty.
Hit your PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy.
Here we go.
PayPal.me/FDMG Academy.
I'm hungry.
PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware. P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware. P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware, 19809. You ain't even got no teeth in your mouth, sir. No disrespect. No disrespect, sir, because you're probably an elder, but you ain't even got no teeth in your mouth. You have no business disrespecting a man with teeth in his mouth. A man who has no teeth in his mouth ain't got no business disrespecting a man with teeth in his mouth. Don't do that, elder. I respect my elders. Don't do that. Don't you let these simp-ass YouTubian struggle streamers, listen to me, elder. Listen to me, elder. Don't let these simp-ass YouTubian struggle streamers brainwash you into going against me. Don't you do that, elder. Don't you let these beta male, zesty-ass, simp-ass sit on their ass all day and make YouTube video struggle streamers. Don't you let them turn you against me.
Wow. Umar has some nerve. He's the laziest person I've seen online. He don't ever be doing nothing.
Because guess what?
What's
I'm one
up,
of the
Stein?
best things going in the African race.
Here you go.
They can say what they want to say about me. They can do.
Yeah, see, one thing I noticed about Umar is that when he's heavily, wow, we got 1,800 people here. Maybe I need to start live streaming on Fridays. That used to be my main spot, was Fridays. Anyway, let me just explain something real quickly, because just to understand what's going on with Umar, because he's all over the place. I didn't know that he was going to be like this in this video. I haven't watched the video in advance, but I want to explain something about Umar. When people start to criticize him and when it gets overwhelming for Umar, this is what he does. Okay, he throws these little tantrums. He also does it when people expose him, like when Lenon exposed him. Okay, this is what Umar does. But part of the coping mechanism for Umar, it's fascinating. The coping mechanism with Umar is to not only disparage the individuals who are criticizing him, but to also promote himself as this sort of messiah. Let me just say this another way, that he, no matter what, he's all that. No matter what they say, I'm still the greatest. No matter what they say, I'm still the most requested. No matter what I say or what they say, I'm still King Kong consciousness. So the self-aggrandizing and the self-aggrandizement is a coping mechanism with Umar. So anytime you see Umar start to get into this mode, understand that he's been in a pressurized situation where the stress has been overwhelming. And what has happened is, over the last 3.5 weeks, almost a month now, Umar's been offline, but he's been sitting back watching religiously, if I can use the term, people's criticisms of him. There's been a lot of people going in on Umar, a whole lot of people. And so when Umar finally gets the courage to come back online, not only does he have to disparage, number one, disparage his critics, right? But then number two, he has to present himself as if he's some sort of untouchable Christ-like figure, that no matter what, I'm still the greatest. So that's why you see him talking like this. You know, you can't tell me anyone who's saved more black boys than I have from the school to the prison pipe. You know, he starts getting into this mode. That's a coping mechanism. It's not real. It's not true. It's a delusion that he's concocted in his mind. And he goes back to that delusion because there's a level of comfortability there. And so that's what's taking place with Umar. Okay? It's fast. It's really fascinating. I've seen him do this many, many times. Laurie says, done. This glowing in the dark creep is especially heinous. Yes, live stream on Fridays. Yeah, I really could. But Umar, the only thing I can say, Laurie, is that he's truly disturbed. He's truly disturbed. Let me just, I want people to think about it this way. When was the last time you saw Umar come online and he was gracious and had a positive message and he was joyful? When was the last time y'all seen it? Anyone seen it? Could it have happened at some point? Maybe. Yeah, it could have. I haven't seen it. Has anyone seen it? Hit the one if you've seen it. I'm talking about Umar gets on genuinely. I mean, he gets, and he's genuine. He has a positive message. He's upbeat and he's happy, and he has a smile on his face. I haven't seen it in all of the years, all of the videos that I've seen of Umar. I haven't seen it. Now, is it possible? Yeah, it is possible. I mean, it's actually probable that one out of the tens of thousands of videos that Umar that's out there that he's done it. But I just want to make a point that there's no joy in Umar. There's no true joy that's consistent enough for us to recognize it. You don't see him laughing and really laughing and feeling good. And you don't see that. He gets online and he's upset. Someone said, and it's true, he's manic. And him getting manic, it's a defense mechanism because he's seen all these people talking about him for the last month. And he's been sitting back and he's taking it all in. And so he finally gets online and he's upset. When he did the SETI rant, he was manic. He doesn't know how to regulate his emotions. And so that's what we see with Umar. We rarely see Umar come online where he's joyful. And I just want to explain something to people that over time, an audience, they don't want to see that shit. It turns into a circus. People don't want to see that. The people that tune in for a while, and then the people who tune in for all you're doing is complaining and talking shit. There's no joy. You're always mad and upset and shit. The people that tune into that shit, they're going to be like-minded, and there's nothing there that's going to be fruitful or meaningful. Well, it's the same thing with Umar. Nothing that he says inside of this video from yesterday or today is fruitful, meaning that it's going to bring forth, and I'm talking symbolically speaking, fruit. It may bring forth some strange fruit, but nothing that is transformative in a positive way. They make people walk away, feel good. They feel, hey, let me tell y'all something. After last night's live stream, I was hype. I was like, I'm so, I said, I'm gonna clean up. Marvin's like, no, go to bed. I said, no, I live stream. I'm gonna clean up because I couldn't even go straight to bed. But that's because we have such a good time, and there's carryover, and then it fuels my next day. It fuels the next day, so forth and so on. But Umar, you don't see that, but that's because there's no joy in him. And he gets online and he complains and he's upset. He's manic. He's talking shit. And that's all he do. Don't nobody want to see that over time. He really is. He be mad every day. Okay. Thanks, Laurie, for super. Okay. Let's finish this video up right quick. Here we go.
What they want to try to do to me, but you better understand something. There are few black men on this earth that makes white supremacy tremble. There are few black men on this earth that make white supremacy tremble. There are few black men walking this planet who make white supremacy tremble, and I'm one of them. And I'm one of them. And I'm one of them. So, Elder, go get you some teeth.
Umar, don't
go
do
get
that.
You some teeth, and don't you ever again break breath and speak against the Prince of Pan Africanism. Don't you do that. Don't you ever do that.
Well, he has no respect. Keith says, Lenon, what exactly is the end game with this school? How would attending the school give the kids a competition edge or a competitive edge in the real world? That's a loaded questions. Okay, let me speak to the second question first, because the first question, I don't even think I've thought about that. I don't think I've thought about that. But the second question, how would attending this school give the kids a competitive edge in the real world? The answer is that it wouldn't, not in the real world. I think in Umar's delusional mind, in terms of the quote unquote black conscious space, that somehow it's going to give them a competitive edge because they'll know about Africa and different African languages, and they'll know Ifa in the spiritual system. He said they're going to study all the spiritual systems, but they have to really, the main one they're going to focus on is Ifa. There is no, I don't see a tangible benefit to attending this mythical school. And let's just say if it ever opened, hypothetically speaking, I don't see a tangible benefit to it that will provide a competitive edge to any of the children that would attend. And especially given the fact that Umar would, again, we're talking hypothetically, he would be the one in charge of all of this. I don't see that. Umar can't even keep his mama's closet room clean. Again, how is he going to open up a school that's going to put children who attend in a position to where they have a competitive edge in the real world? Umar can't even function in the real world. I think that pretty much sums it up. If and it's true, Umar can't function. He doesn't have a competitive edge in the real world. He's non-functional in the real world. So therefore, how is he going to put together a curricula, a school, faculty and staff, and then have children who are paying $500 a month in a crime-infested, drug-infested neighborhood where it's impoverished? How is he going to put them in a position to where they can experience some sort of competitive edge? I don't think that there would not be one if hypothetically the school ever opened. Okay, I'll say that. Now, that being said, in Umar's delusional mind, and he lives in an alternate reality, he really does. He sees this idea of FDMG as this, it's almost like, let me show you what I mean. Watch this. Yeah, these are two really good questions. I haven't thought about the first one, but let me show you guys, and I've shown it before, but I just want to give you guys an example of what I mean about in terms of the delusional mind that Umar, he's operating from. Let's go to 2014. And let's see here. I've showed this many times, but I'm going to show it again. And let me pull this one, and then let me pull this one, a close-up version. So Umar's initial conceptualization before he allegedly started raising money for the St. Paul's school scam was this right here. So again, when we talk about competitive edge, let's keep that as the key word here. This was March 26th of 2014. Umar posted this on his Facebook page. This is the aerial view of preliminary Heaven on Earth Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey RBG Leadership Academy, 500-acre campus encircled by FDMG River in the shape of Mother Africa. Okay, again, let's keep that key word in this competitive edge. Ancestors Park in the center of the campus, dormitories, airfield, athletic facilities, farm, state-of-the-art music and theater production studio, greenhouse, zoo, community center, separate building for all 33 trade areas, and much more. So in Umar's delusional mind, all of these things would put the children in a position to where they have a competitive edge in the real world. However, this is an illusion. Okay, this is someone who has extreme grandiosity to the point where 500 acres is going to be encircled by a river, a man-made river in the shape of Africa. The river is going to be filled in with water somehow. And some of the things that are, that he's suggesting, remember in 2014, Umar doesn't have a job. He doesn't have a job. He's not working as a school psychologist. He's trying to make inroads in the Black conscious space. He was in Hidden Colors in 2011, which gave him a boost. But if we look a little bit closer here, the types of things that Umar is suggesting that they're going to have here, it's just off the chart. There's going to be elementary school, a middle school. Is that what that says? Yeah, middle school, elementary school. There's going to be a baseball field. The track and field facility. There's going to be, I need my glasses. I have another version that's even closer, but there's going to be a NASA building, a military building. a government building. There's going to be an airstrip where airplanes can land in hangars. There's going to be a zoo. There's going to be an agriculture building. There's going to be a farm. There's going to be a hospital and a health center. The list goes on and on and on. So I think in Umar's mind, the competitive edge would be all these things that he's offering that are non-traditional, that are way beyond the scope of what you would find in an experience for a child that goes to any school for that matter. But he lives in a delusional state. So that, again, hypothetically speaking, now, practically speaking, none of that's going to happen. Practically speaking, there will not be, a baseball diamond built from the ground up. There will not be an airstrip built from the ground up. There will not be a hospital on campus built from the ground up. There will not be a river in the shape of Africa that encompasses this 500-acre complex. It's a coat complex. It's a coat compound, in essence. That's what it is. There's these massive dormitories. There's six or seven of them. I have pictures of the renderings of those things. So the point that I'm getting at is that practically speaking, none of that's going to happen. But Umar doesn't live in the state of practicality. He lives in a delusional state. So this ought to say that practically speaking, there is nothing that this conception would actually bring forth that would put children in a competitive, put them in a state of competitive advantage in the real world. Now, the second question. Now, hypothetically, it sounds great, okay, but that's a multi-billion-dollar project that Umar conceptualized initially, before he even started raising money for the St. Paul Schools camp. I think the second question is a little more difficult. What exactly is the end game with this school? Yeah, it's difficult because I don't think that there's an end game per se. That's really the answer. There is no end game. The best way that I've described it in the past is if, there's these old videos, you'll see, some of you guys may have seen this, where they would have a man sitting on a donkey, and then he would have a stick, and then a string at the end of the stick connected to a carrot, and he would sit on the donkey, and because the donkey wouldn't move, when he would tell him to move, he'd just take the carrot and dangle it right in front of the nose of the donkey, and the donkey keeps moving forward. And then if he want to go to the right, he just move it over a little to the right, and the donkey keeps walking, and he want to go to the left, he move it over. So the idea is to dangle the carrot in front of the donkey to get the donkey to move. Well, who's the donkey? The donkey are the donors. Donkey donors. Donor donkeys. Now, I don't mean I'm not here to disparage you, donor. I'm just came to mind. So what Umar has done, and this is where the idea of the end game is there is no end game, because it's to keep the donkey moving perpetually, to keep the donors donating perpetually. And so what he does, he dangles the carrot out in front of his donors every once in a while to get them moving so that they donate and give the illusion of progress. Meanwhile, there's no real progress. There's no real benefit to the children, right, that these people are donating for. There's no benefit to the donors, but it keeps the donkey moving. And the more the donkey moves, the more money Umar receives. And most of it he uses it on himself. So that really is the structure of what Umar has put together. And I don't think it started off that way. It's not like he intended to open up a school, but in terms of the most efficient way for him to get the donkey to move, to get the donors to donate, is to continue to dangle the carrot. So there is no end game in that. There is a goal, however, and the goal is simply to get money out of people. Let me give you guys one more example. I'm going to finish up with this video. We'll probably go for another 20 minutes. Let me give you one more example. When Umar purchases these abandoned buildings, people may say, well, that's part of the end goal. No, that's not part of the end goal. The goal, that's just dangling more carrot in front of the donkey. And that's precisely what happened. I'll propose that 2019, Umar probably made more money out of all the years that he's ever received donations, probably was in 2019. See, there's no record of how much money he raised in 2019, however. Now, in 2020, his IRS filings, he said that he had over $500,000 sitting inside a non-interest bearing account. And then in 2019, he had also purchased these trap banners allegedly for a little over $400,000. Okay, that's about $1 million. But see, that $1 million could have been raised in 2019. It's possible because that was the biggest carrot that Umar ever dangled in front of the donkey. So again, I hope this makes sense, because what I'm attempting to do is to take things. There's a hypothetical realm, and that's the hypothetical realm is the delusional state. Umar, he's conceptualized this massive complex. It's like a coke compound. But in all practicality, in the real world, none of that's functional. None of that is ever going to happen. But it was a massive carrot to dangle in front of the donkey. And so what has happened over the years is that that massive carrot, what he conceptualized initially, which was a massive carrot, it's just dwindled until we get to 2019, when that's the biggest carrot that he could dangle, because now he can say, I have the buildings, and then that donkey really started moving. And here we are now, 6.5 years later, he's still running the same thing to this day. Okay, I hope that answers the question. The first question is it's difficult to answer because I don't think that Umar ever had an end game. I think that it was just a goal, and the goal was to get money. See, if Umar was serious about opening up a school and he was legit from the beginning, what would be the end goal? This for us to think about. Well, the end goal would be to open up a school. But that's not what Umar's done, what he's done. That's not what he's interested in doing. Like I said, his interest is continuing to find ways to dangle that carrot in front of the donkey, his donors, so they continue to move forward with giving him money. All right. All right. Thanks, Keith, for the super chat. Appreciate it. Yeah, interesting questions too. Really good. Jam says no accredited school. This is another aspect of it. See, again, in Umar's delusional world, hypothetically, it all sounds great, but he's also admitted that the school would not be accredited. So what's the point? The point is not to open up a school. I mean, why would you even open up a school if it's not going to be accredited? They get their diploma. It means absolutely nothing. Where? In the real world. Here we go. But it speaks to Umar's intention. His intention is not to open up an accredited school. It's not even open up a school. It's again to dangle the carrot to continue to get his donors to donate. See, unfortunately for Umar, but maybe even fortunately for Umar, because maybe this is what he needs in order for him to realize he needs to stop what he's doing. These days, his donors aren't donating like they used to, and he knows it. He knows it. That's why he's always upset and angry. He's lived off of these people, these donors, for over a decade now. That's a long time. It's a very long time. And he's very upset. He's angry because he has a sense of entitlement with the narcissism. And since they're not sending the money like he wanted, like they used to back in the day, and he's looking more and more bummy, he's upset. He gets angry very quickly because his narcissistic supply is not being fulfilled, which includes people's money, other people's money, their hard-earned money, while he's unwilling to work a job or to run a legitimate business. See, so out of all the things that we've talked about during this live stream, we can even we can throw in the fact that Umar, he's okay with the school being unaccredited or non-accredited, and somehow these Black parents are going to be spending $500 a month for their children to go. He's not serious about opening up a school. Okay, he's not. It's actually an insult to Black people's intelligence too. It really is. But some people fall for the okie doke because the carrot is dangled. Right? Thanks, Jam. Nadia says, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. # fake role model. Yeah, you know, people say that. I think that criticism is important. And criticism could be uncomfortable, but I also think that criticism can be an opportunity to teach lessons, but also for the person who's being criticized, I think it could be an opportunity for them to get their life turned around. So in this case, I would have to disagree. I think that ultimately we should call out the wrongs that people are doing. And that when we do not do that, what happens is that they're allowed to continue to do the wrongs that they're doing. And in many cases, they continue to they get more egregious. Let me give you an example. Because I looked this up recently. Polite, some of you guys may remember Polite. He's in jail now for heinous acts. But what a lot of people don't realize is that he had a history of this type of behavior. And some of you guys know what I'm talking about. This type of behavior. He had a history of this type of behavior, but it went unchecked. And so I'm of the opinion that if more people spoke out about Polite back then things would not have escalated to where they got to, where ultimately he's in jail now. And I think he doesn't get out until 2030. You guys can look up the court case. You can look up. I can't remember what his name, his legal name is. But he's an excellent example, and Umar's an excellent example too. Let me see, what is Wright's real name? Michael Noack, something to that effect. And he was arrested and charged with sexual battery in Miami Beach for an incident involving a 14-year-old girl. He later pled guilty to child X crimes in 2023. The point is, in my opinion, if people had spoken out about Umar, because that was, about Polite, because that wasn't the only incident. There was other incidents that took place in the past that we know about, but there's probably more that we don't know about. That if people spoke out and criticized him earlier on, that this may not have happened to that 14-year-old girl. With the same girl, same thing applies to Umar. See, I firmly believe that. And let me also say this: that as long as the criticism is legit and it's fair, and there is some level of constructive aspect to it, then I think it's perfectly fine. I think it's very much needed, especially in the Black community. Okay, thank you for the super chat. What's up, Mr. Controversy? I ain't seen you in a minute. Says hello, Lenon. I've been pocket watching you. Let a brother hold something, please, and thanks. Yeah, well, how much you need, just email me. Okay. No, I'm not saying that because then everybody start emailing me. Okay, but if you need a little something, just let me know. Let a brother know. Thank you for the super chat, sir. Hope you're doing all right. Good to see you too. Real good to see you. Okay, let me do these others real quick. Mr. I don't give a shizzle says gonna be a dragon, a drawbridge, a guinea pig grooming station, and everything else. Yeah, he there's a whole lot of stuff he said he was going to do. And then that was 2014. In 2019, in Umar's his school announcement video, he's all kinds of stuff he starts to come up with. He said he was going to have a Black vegan sports bar. Okay, who's paying for that? And how does that really benefit the children? And in particular, how they give them a competitive edge in the real world? A Black vegan sports bar, non-alcoholic. That's for older people. Another example is Umar when he does the block parties. That didn't benefit the children. That was more for show. And Black people was up there, old Black people doing electric slide and stuff. That doesn't benefit Black children. So in a practical sense, there was no benefit to that, for children. And that's what Umar, he's collecting this money for. It's not for old people, and it shouldn't be for him. It's supposed to be for these children, but not one Black child has been educated. And then what he has conceptualized over the years, whether it is the first conceptualization of the actual campus and how it looked, or if we go to 2019, where he's talking about all these things, dirt bike club, we're going to have yoga classes for the women. We're going to have, he's just going all out there. It just speaks to, he's not serious because it's not practical. Right? It's not practical. He was saying one other thing. He was saying that he was going to take the children over to Africa once a year or twice a year or something. That's expensive. What are you talking about? Anyway, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Kedar says he cries in the rental cars when his lives and I don't know if that's true. I just know that Umar's not in a good space right now, and I also know that I have a sense that since everything happened with Lenon, and I'm speculating here, that there's a lot that's hit the fan that Umar was just simply not prepared for, and that it's had an impact on Umar emotionally, mentally, so forth and so on. But again, that's his own doing. Listen, I've been trying to tell Umar for years what he could do in order to get his life turned around. I've been doing this for years. I know I clown him, I joke on him a lot, probably too much. I get it, but I've given him some legitimate brotherly type of advice, like a big brother would give to his little brother, or a father would even give to his son. But Umar, he's hard-headed, he thinks that he's special and that he's the Black Christ and he's the Black Messiah and he knows everything. But I keep saying, using these terms, and practically speaking, in the real world, he's non-functional. He doesn't know how to survive. He doesn't know how to live. I wonder if he was ever taught that, because you have to teach children that, how to live life and what to do. And I wonder if I don't think maybe he was never taught that. I don't know. Okay, thanks, Kadar. Yeah, he could be up there crying. Nadia says, I'm referring to Umar always insulting people on. Okay, I get it. Okay, let me apologize. I apologize. I thought you were saying that me criticizing Umar that I shouldn't be doing that. So let me humbly apologize. I apologize for that. You're right about that. I'm trying to think. Have I ever heard Umar give constructive criticism? Because he criticizes a lot of people. I mean, he takes shots at a lot of people, especially like people who are famous, athletes and entertainers. Have I ever heard him give constructive criticism, like legitimate criticism? There's nothing wrong with that. I can't say that I have. No, I can't say that I have. Most of the time when Umar criticizes, it's more to put people in a subservient position and to make himself appear to be superior to them. That's what I've seen with Umar. Now, when I criticize Umar, that's not what I'm doing. It's not like I'm trying to make myself appear to be better than Umar. That's not the case at all. I want to see Umar do better. And my criticism of Umar is legit. There's no malice, no malice intent or anything like that. Again, my goal is not to get Umar on the right track. Okay, my main goal is to get people to realize what Umar is about, so they keep themselves safe from Umar and people like Umar, including Polite, Nature Boy, Jay Morrison. The list goes on and on and on. My criticism of Umar, it's mainly constructive. I know I criticize him a lot. I do. And I clown him a lot too. But my main goal is to keep people safe from people like Umar. So Nadia, I apologize. I thought you meant something different than what you had said before. So I apologize for that. Okay, let's finish up here with this video. And Umar, he spends a lot of time insulting people, including his own followers and his donors too, by the way. All right. Okay, let's finish up with this video. Here we go.
In Pan Africanism, peace Africanism. Peace in Pan Africanism, peace in Pan Africanism. Peace in Pan Africanism, peace in Pan Africanism.
Oh, this is the wrong video. I'm sorry. Here we go. He mad?
Somebody said Dr. Umar was suicidal. Never. Somebody said Dr. Umar was on coke and alcohol. He was stressed out over the attacks by the struggle streamers and cyber thoughts. Not me.
Cyber what?
It's the art of war, baby.
Yeah, I actually think that Umar has struggled with depression and suicidality.
King Kong consciousness ain't never going down without a fight. You gonna have to take me out of here.
Huh?
This Pan-Africanism thing of ours, that red, black, and green flag, you will see it flying over the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy. Thank you, Sister Siomi, myself, and Boutique. Thank you, Sister Siomi. Mind your business. Tell him, sister. Mind your business. I'm not talking about her. That woman ain't even worth my time. All the slander in the world can't stop me.
Yeah, he's really hurt.
I'm white, but I love black women. No, you don't, sir. Not anymore, you don't. Not after the day, sir. No disrespect to you, sir, but leave our women alone. Y'all have had enough fun with black women. Y'all had 246 years of fun with our women on the plantation. No disrespect, sir. Mr. Neanderthal, no disrespect. Y'all had 246 years of fun with black women on the plantation. Leave our women alone. Leave our women alone. Y'all had 246 years of black fun on the plantation, and then another 100 years of abusing black women sexually. Stop it, sir. That's almost 400 years of pale men taking advantage of black women. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it.
Yeah, look who's talking, though, because that's all he does is take advantage of black women. Wow.
And if any black woman wants to give her a JJ to you, sir, you can keep her. We will demelanate her. We will snap.
I'm just going to let it play. Man, this guy.
At your melanin, and she could be a white woman. We will pay for the surgery to get all of her melanin removed from her skin, and she could be the white woman that she desperately wants to be. Because any black woman who's given their womb, to a non-African, any black woman giving their womb to a non-African clearly isn't proud to be black. I'm sorry, sisters. I just got to call it like I call it. Blonde weaves and white men, please don't say you proud to be black. Blonde weaves and white men, please don't say you proud to be black.
Okay, we got 946 likes. Let's see if we can get to 1,000 before we close out. We're going to go for another 10 minutes. Here we go.
Blonde weaves and white penis, you are not proud to be African. Stop it, sister. Stop the cap, black. Stop it. Blonde weave and white penis, you are not proud to be black. Stop it. My name is not Omar. Don't get disrespectful, my redhead queen. Don't get disrespectful. When you going to go natural? That's what I want to know.
Here you go.
Black love only.
I don't know, Swaggle Noodle. He talking reckless.
Conscious Singles Convention is coming up. We want to oil Zesty. Tell me what make them not proud to be black. I ain't got to tell you shit, homie. It's called common sense. I ain't got to tell you shit. Okay, I don't know why y'all think y'all are owed an explanation from me. I'll be back on the Joe Budden podcast soon. Don't y'all worry about that. That'll be handled. I'll be back on the Joe Budden podcast soon. Don't y'all worry about that. That'll be handled. Joe Budden in the Breakfast Club is coming up. Joe Budden in the Breakfast Club is coming up. Don't y'all worry. King Kong will be back. King Kong will be back, brothers and sisters. Don't y'all worry about that. Middle Eastern, North African, Moroccan, much respect to them. That's sand. That is sand. Sand bunny.
Yeah.
Arabs. Respect to the Arab nation. But we are about black on black love. Much respect to the Arab nation. Much respect to them. No disrespect, but we are about black on black love. Brazil. No, the Art of Dialogue coming up. Shout out to Art. We got the Art of Dialogue podcast coming up. We got the Joe Budden podcast coming up. We got the Breakfast Club. I look good today, Sister KJ45. Thank you, my beautiful African.
Okay, we got 961 likes. Okay, let's see if we can get to 1,000. Okay, we're almost done.
Queen. Thank you, my beautiful African queen. Make your own podcast. I cannot make my own podcast, Jersey Psychic Aries. I cannot make my own podcast. You want to know why? Number one, YouTube going to take it down. Number two, I'm too busy. I cannot be a YouTubian. I'm too busy. I don't have time to sit around making videos all day. I'm about building. Hey, Will Neal, I'm going to block you, coon.
He's really upset.
Ass. Get out of here.
He's so mad.
I'm going to need a couple of, what do they call them, y'all, to block people when you live? Administrators.
Moderators, Umar.
I'm going to need a couple of administrators. I think it's time to start blocking a lot of this. Too much zest.
Yeah, Domo. He all over the place.
Goofiness. We're going to have to get some administrators on here. This is my first live since I went to South Africa. Shout out to my son. This is my first live since July, right?
Last Sam. Yeah, everybody said busy.
This is my first live since July. I ain't been live.
What? Dr. Umar, he fraud today. Okay, Coco. All right, thanks for the chat. Here we go.
I ain't been live in 3 months. But I do want to make an announcement, and then I'm going to let y'all go.
It hasn't been 3 months, Umar. Cut it out.
I do want to make an announcement, and that announcement is this. All future lives will be pay-per-view on Instagram. Subscribe to my Instagram page if you want to see me go live. All future lives will come at a cost, brothers and sisters. I think it's, what is it, $10 a month I'm charging? I think I'm charging $10 a month. Is it $5 a month or $10 a month?
You don't even know.
Make sure you sign up. All Dr. Umar future lives will be subscription only. All Dr. Umar future Instagram lives will be subscription only. Make sure you subscribe. And I'm going to start teaching again, brothers and sisters. I miss teaching. I want to get back to the scholarship. Who wants me to get back to the scholarship?
There you go.
Who missed them lives when I be doing 2 and 3 hours of wisdom, 2 and 3 hours of knowledge, 2 and 3 hours of political science?
So he needs money. That's what it comes down to.
2 and 3 hours of history. I'm going back to the information. I'm going to start teaching again. I'm going to start teaching again. I'm going to start teaching again. You must subscribe to my Instagram. You must subscribe to my Instagram. You're not going to get a whole bunch of free lives. The free lives will be stuff like this. But if you want to see the lessons, you got to subscribe to my Instagram. You got to subscribe to my Instagram. This your big brother, King Kong, Black Queens Forever, Snow Bunnies and Never, Garvey, the Get Back, Pan Africanism, a Parish, FDMG is coming. If you need to reach me, Prince of Pan Africanism at gmail.com. We spell African with a K. You can text me on the phone, 215-989-9858. I said 215-989-9858. October 2nd, Nat Turner birthday. Go to natturnerlibrary.com. October 2nd, Nat Turner's 225th solar return. Go to natturnerlibrary.com. Yes, sir, you must subscribe. You must subscribe just to look at me, my beautiful African queen, for $10 a month.
Oh, more.
I'm going to have private events, too. There's going to be some private meet and greets with all my Instagram subscribers, paid subscribers, brothers and sisters. Black Queens Forever. Let me get this coon out of here real quick. Black Queens Forever. Where's the school? You getting blocked. I don't like dumb questions. White Queens Forever. You getting blocked. No disrespect to white females, but this ain't the place for that. Are you coming to Europe, France? Send an invitation, my brother. I ain't been to France in 8 years. I ain't been to France in 8 years. Make it happen. You donated 13 years ago. You won't be allowed in the school. All right, we got another Neanderthal, disrespectful bastard.
Yeah, see, he can't go live without people really going in on him. And a lot of those people are his, they used to be his supporters. That's why he's been away, because he can't handle that. He's gone live where he's just staring into the phone and looking at the comments. So it's a very difficult time for Umar.
What do you think about the Detroit Lions? I could care less. I'm not into that.
Yeah, he was really upset. And then he did a follow-up video right after that. Here it is right here. Yeah, see, I don't think he's able to be at his mama's house because he can't dye his beard. You see how it's starting to turn all gray? Yeah, he's really in a bad situation right now.
How we doing, King? Black Queens Forever.
Man, he looked bad. Yeah, he mad. He be mad all the time. Yeah, Jason, he just be mad. Yeah, he can't even dye his beard. Yeah, he's just looking at the comments. That's what he's doing. Poor guy. Yeah, it's sad that he's at this point, but his own doing. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. He's been really going through it. What's up, Information Man? Thanks for tuning on in. Yeah, it is. It's karma. Well, you're right. He earned it. It's just sad that he gets online just to see the comments. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, see how upset he is? And he just turns it off. Man, that's something else. I kind of feel bad for him, but you know, he did it to himself. He did it to himself. Okay, we need 6 more likes to get to 1,000, and I promise I'm going to play this. I won't have any commentary. I'm just going to play this. Was just give context. This is someone who called years ago. They had called in to Umar Johnson's Black parent, I don't know what he called it, conferences or whatever, over the phone. And I want you guys to see the interaction. Umar's dangerous. All right, here we
go. My brother. Yes, sir. Where you calling from?
Evanston, Illinois.
Go right in.
You coming out of Chicago at the end of the month in December?
Yes, sir. Chicago is Tuesday the 26th, first day of Kwanzaa. Harold Jackson Center, 6 o'clock. Doors open at 4.
I want to holler at you because about 2 months ago, old lady called in and he gave her some advice. And she followed up with it, but it put our son in a little compromising position. And, you know, he was already going to see a specialist, professional therapist, you know, for his situation. And you shared some information with her, and she followed up on it and put it in place. And then called us a real financial burden on this end. So
what advice did I give her? No, tell me what you're talking about first. What advice did I give her?
It was dealing with the school and his IEP situation. He was already going to see a professional therapist, so we was taking care on this end. I had told her, you know, don't be listening to nobody on no YouTube because, you know, they don't really know what they're talking about. But she took it upon herself, and she followed.
First of all, I know exactly what I'm. Whoa, time out, bro.
She didn't want me to know about it.
Wait, time out. Dude, bruh.
I'm gonna see you in Chicago.
All right, then see me then. And get off my call. See me then.
Uncompromising position.
You ain't even tell. Wait, what kind? All right, I'll see you then. Don't threaten me. You still ain't told me. You still haven't said what piece of advice I gave your old lady to follow. You still ain't told me. So tell me that first.
You need to talk to her because she won't even disclose it.
So how you know what I told her if she won't even disclose it? If she won't disclose it, how you know?
She called in.
If she won't disclose it.
Break down and say, yeah, I called in. I know you told me not to call in, but this is what he told me to do, and I apologize. So I'm calling you to let you know, bro, when you share information with these women, you need to check the background to make sure they're good.
First of all, everything I say is good. Everything I say is good. All right, we're going to have a conversation then. Everything I share is good, bruh. You don't know me.
But you share information, and you know how.
Everything I share is good. You ain't told me yet. Whatever, man. You just a hater, bruh. You just a hater. You ain't even told me what information, man. What advice did I give? You still ain't told me yet. Come on, man. You just call it in hating. What you talking about? What advice did I give her that was wrong? You still ain't said it. I'm going to go to the next caller. Go ahead. What about the IEP? There's a million issues with the IEP. What are you talking about? And why you got to spend money if it's an IEP issue? If it's an IEP issue, what you bringing up money for? Because it don't cost you no money.
You told her to go out and get private testing, bro. That's what you told her to do.
Let me tell you what I told her. Let me tell you what I probably told her.
He said probably told her. I apologize.
Told her. You want to listen? Do you want to listen for a minute? Do you want to listen for a minute? Do you want to listen for a minute? First of all right, well, listen then. Listen, no, but you calling up here with a nasty attitude, man. Nobody's scared of you, family. I'll be in Chicago. You want to talk to me, you talk to me. Nobody's scared of you. What I'm telling you is, listen, you ain't, listen. You won't even listen, man. What she got to pay to get private testing for when you have a right to get an independent educational eval and the school district got to pay for that? She ain't got to pay for no eval. She can make them get an independent and the school district pay. I know because I do them in Pennsylvania. Every parent who knows me knows that they always have a right to an independent educational evaluation and the school district pays for it. So why did y'all have to pay for an eval? If she talked to me, she knows that. If she talks to me, she knows that. If she talks, yes, I did, brother. Yes, I did, brother. Everybody on this call know I talk about that.
She could get him tested on the outside. And she took the money and paid him to get tested on the outside.
Nah, I didn't tell her that. I know I didn't tell her that. I know I didn't tell her that. I never tell parents that.
Well, you go back and play the tape.
Go back and
2 months ago.
I don't have to listen. I don't have to play the tape, bruh.
You over talking him. He's a psychologist. He knows exactly what he told. But you're just going like with rhetoric, just repeating stuff, and you sound crazy. You don't even have any validity behind your statement, and you sound very unintelligent, and you're drowning me out, and it's very annoying. If you don't have any factual statements, yeah, you do. If you don't have any factual statements, when you're coming to this man, and as black people, that's the problem. We don't respect anybody that's in a higher level, especially.
Yeah, see how Umar doesn't de-escalate things? He doesn't know how. And this goes on for, I won't play the whole thing, but it goes on for 15 minutes. Maybe just skip through.
Listen to me. This is what I want you to do. This is what I want you to do. Let me, what? Listen. Nobody's scared of you, family. Listen. Listen, this is what I want you to do. This is what I want you to do. Listen. Chi-Town. Shout out to Chi-Town. I need one of my Chi-Town people to call this brother and tell him he destroying the car. Where my Chicago people at?
See how Umar, he does not know how to handle the situation at all.
Where my Illinois brothers and sisters at? Where my Chi-Town family at? You know I love my Chi-Town. They got me started. Chicago, I need y'all to check this brother. What's going on this morning? I don't normally get this from Chi-Town. Listen to me, bro. Why don't you text me and I can call you later?
Maybe you can fix the problem, though, if you just listen for a minute. That's to have a conversation. You're saying you're intelligent, he's intelligent. You have to have a conversation instead of arguing and threatening each other. That's all. No, I mean, I didn't make no conversation. That's one. Man, my son is in a position, man, and it hurt me because I'm the father, and I did the right thing by making sure he was doing what he was supposed to do. I seeing the therapist, and my old lady, and I had to deal with her, went behind my back and took his advice and it put us in a position. That's all I'm saying. My man needs to be careful when he helping the sisters out, that they make sure they sharing the information with their sisters. Whatever you talking about, I'm calling about my seed.
My brother. Can I speak, please? Can Dr. Umar speak on Dr. Umar's call? May Dr. Umar speak on Dr. How long we been dealing with this one caller, y'all? How long? 9.
This goes on and on.
All right. Thank you, sister. And hey, but today's call was the most turned up call I ever had on the Tuesday morning Black Parent Telling. It's the energy. I don't know if it's the season or what, but today was off the hook. But I'm glad we back focused. Thank you, everybody, for helping us get back focused. Thank you to the brothers and sisters who stood up and tried to calm the brother down.
All right. Shout out to the father for speaking out on this issue. But Umar's dangerous. He divides families. He also gives horrible advice. And because he targets women, it causes all types of problems. see, if Umar was a man of integrity, what he would ask is, well, what do your, if a woman calls in, well, what do your husband think about this? And it does two things. One thing that it does is that it allows him to recognize whether or not there is a man involved, right? And that's legitimate because it's important, because a woman should not be making the decision dealing with a child by herself. And if it was a man that called in, similarly, a man should not be making a serious decision about the child by himself. Okay, if there's a relationship that's, et cetera, or even if they're separated, the two parents should actually make the decision together. So that's one thing that should take place. But also, it's just a common courtesy that should take place. But Umar, his whole approach, his main target demographic is single black mothers. So when he talks with women, he assumes, in essence, that they are single in the first place. Right. And then he gives them horrible advice, and then stuff comes back. The chicken comes home to roost, and all kinds of problems are created because of this. And this is one example right here of this taking place. So shout out to the brother for calling Umar and checking him on this. I hopefully more men will do so because Umar is a serious problem in these regards. Okay, we talked about this yesterday. All right, let me get to do these last super chats. We're going to be up out of here. Hope you all enjoyed the show. We got over 1,000 likes. Thanks to everyone. Also, let me go ahead and close this poll out. The final tally, Cookie Crush chat. Should Umar Johnson be mad at his critics? Over 2,135 votes. 15% said yes, and 85% said no. I'll go ahead and close this poll out. Thank you guys so much. We had over 1,000 likes. Cookie Crush chat. Thank you guys so much. Cookie Crush chat's undefeated. Let's see. Jam says Umar the type to take capping seriously, get mad but can't fight. Yeah. He doesn't know how. We call it basing in Southern California, but he don't know how to cap. He don't know how to snap. He don't know how to do it. And then he doesn't have emotional control. So if he's in a situation where people are clowning him, he's just going to get upset and get angry. And that's in part what takes place while he's trying to live stream. Whether that's the first video where he's live streaming inside of the car, there's a lot of people that's going in on him. He doesn't know how to handle it. But then also when he goes live again a little bit later on, because he's just looking at the comments because he wants to see what people are saying, he doesn't even say anything. And then he gets upset at a certain point. He ends the live. That's Umar. Thanks, Jam. I appreciate it. Miranda says, I commend the dad for following and checking Umar. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. He called in and he checked Umar, and Umar didn't know how to handle it. And it just goes to show you that Umar is dangerous. Okay? He gives horrible advice in the first place. But the fact that the brother had to call in, obviously there's something that took place that was very serious. And Umar, he doesn't consider that when he's running his mouth. At the end of the day, he thinks that he's, real quick, when Umar says something to the effect that I know that what I said was, and I'm paraphrasing, was right. Okay, but he didn't even know what he said to the woman. But that just goes to show you Umar's mentality. He thinks that he can never be wrong. Okay, that's a problem in and of itself. Okay, thanks, Miranda, for the super chat. And Commission World Inc. says FDMG is a good song, chords, melody. We need music. Yeah. I'll be getting to more music as we progress here because I got a new computer, got everything set up here. And as time progresses, I got some other things in the works too. Okay, it's a contingency plan when this Umar saga comes to its inevitable conclusion. Okay, hopefully sooner than later, because boy, I tell you, it just keeps going. I give Umar about a year, maybe a year and a half. He can't extend. I don't see him being able to extend the scam beyond that. Thanks, Commission. And then Isaiah says, peace and vandalism, peace and vandalism, and peace and vandalism. Yes, thank you so much, Isaiah, for the super chat. I appreciate it. And then your kids will see this, says he's beefing with that guy from the storage unit. He kept his crap in before he moved it to the school. No. Yeah, I don't know exactly where that, what he calls the Pan African Library, where that was located. But it was a small unit, because there's one video that he does where, I don't know if he I think he stood up and the ceiling is like right here. It's not like it's a regular room. The ceiling is like right here. And then one time he had moved the camera, and you can see it's like a storage unit. Umar, I mean, it's incredible. 6 degrees, and that's how he's living. All right. Okay, I got to go to bed. Thank you guys so much for tuning on in. I appreciate it, because I was up real early this morning. And I'm tired now. And we live streamed yesterday too, so we had a good time. Thank you everyone who sent the super chats during this live stream. I appreciate it. Hope you all enjoyed the show. I still got to adjust this camera a little bit in the lighting too. I think it's a little bit too bright, But I'll iron all that out between now and the next live stream. And whenever Umar live streams again, you guys can expect a live stream on that day. Okay, so if he does it tomorrow, I'll get a live stream in. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Shout out to the Cookie Crush chat. Hope you thanks to everyone who sent their super chats during this live stream. I really do appreciate it. If you didn't catch up, PayPal, thank you so very, very much. And if you enjoyed the show at any point and you haven't hit that like button, go on and hit that like button and help get the algorithm moving. Okay, I appreciate that as well. Thanks to the mods for handling business as well as always. You know, you guys do a fantastic job. And as we always do.
Valid option.
Well, we know that one of the functions is of childhood behavior is attention.
People used to do this to Umar.
I hung up, but I'm going to call back in. We're getting significant distractions from a Hotepian or two. I'm going to dial back in. Let me see something.
Hotepian or two.
Okay. Let me jump back in. Time out. I'm back. I'm back. Let's get back.
Oh, he's back. Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Queen. Thank you for that. This is what I want to say about that. Attention is the #1 function of misbehavior. And it sounds like your son is kind of thirsty for attention.
All right, Cookie Crush Chat. Thank you guys so much again for tuning on in. Please enjoy the rest of your evening wherever you're at. Cookie Crush Chat, undefeated as always.
FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. It's coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, I will. Thank you, Sonia. I'm gonna give you the blue.
It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Oh, it's coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. Thought his personality be twerking. It's working.
The cat's like, you know how cats be looking. All right. Shout out to Cookie Crush Tab. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, there's a lot of people, Mr. Controversy. They want that refund, family. Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much. Again, if Umar live streams during this weekend, at some point this weekend, we'll cover it. Okay. If not, then we'll be back next week at our regularly scheduled time. All right. All right. Thank you guys again for tuning on in. Love you all. Appreciate you all. And y'all take care. All right. Y'all take care. Love y'all. Peace.